All right, welcome back to the Rayverse. It's your boy Ray here. You know, we got Chesco in the building. What's up, man? And then we got that fake champion, Mr. Z. He's in the building, I guess. Look at him take with his plastic little belt
Blah.
there. Chesco, how you doing? We don't need to worry about Ephraim, CC, whatever his name is. How you doing?
I'm I'm feeling however the champ is feeling.
Damn right.
Oh man, kick him out. Somebody end this live. I don't
What,
want to
what
be in it anymore.
what does Roman say? Wise man. Just
Mm,
puts his hand out, wise man.
there you go. There you go. I don't know if it's
Crazy.
working out the way it is, but
Hold up. I got you right here, too. Mr. Wise Man. There we go.
Why
Now,
beautiful.
why does the mic look different?
I don't know.
It looks different.
We don't talk about that. We're gonna say this. The Raver sucks, and I
Nah,
want
the
you to
Rayverse is
say the worst.
better. The Rayverse is
Yeah,
better. It's been
the
confirmed.
the
I
Raver
think
is better.
I think that's a new record for the quickest we've gone into this feud. Is literally like 1 second in. God damn it, Ray. This is why
Hey,
I don't
you
have your
gave me the
intro.
intro. You gave me the
I
intro.
gave
I
you a
had
chance. I gave you a chance at the intro is what happened. And look what you did with it.
look. I'm just gonna
Chaos.
say it's the
Chaos.
top 10 intro of all time
We've
for
only had
the
8 episodes, right?
he,
This is episode 8. This
he bricked it pretty hard, like Westbrook.
You said what?
look. It
Brick
still's top
something
10.
about bricks?
Bricks like
What's brick?
Westbrook. Westbrook.
Oh,
Westbrook.
Look,
whoa.
Ray, I would be judging how many episodes we have so far, I'd be very surprised if this didn't end up in the top 10, but God damn it, Ray. This is like when you let the kids go out, when you go out and let the kids run the house, now fucking the house is on fire.
And
God
my
damn
bad.
it.
It happened one time. One time, I tell you, it just happened.
What's that community meme where Donald Glover comes in with everything's
Oh
burning?
yeah,
Happened.
yeah.
That's exactly what happened. Also, I don't know if I've knocked my mic out. See, this episode is chaotic because right, you know what? The
You
WWE
let
is in
you let the
chaos.
you let the Raver start. That's what happened.
It
Nah. If
became the
you
Ray
if
the
you
Ray the
let
Ray Fabe and Chill podcast really quickly.
That's bad ratings right there for TV. You don't want that.
it's not bad ratings. You wanna know what is bad ratings? WWE right now.
Like, big time.
Hey man,
Uh,
shall we get right into it?
Unfortunately, yeah, that because it's been a huge topic over the weekend.
Hold up now. I got some for you guys. I got a little graphic for you.
Is it the one I sent?
I don't know. I don't remember which
why
one you.
why is this guy smoldering the camera like that? You saw that? Is the one I saw?
Here is what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking, guys, because obviously, if y'all know, we try to preach positivity on this podcast. We try to be, as in the wise words of the man on the graphic right now, we want to be, don't be a critic, be a
Yeah.
fan. But there comes a time, ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time where you are just getting pissed on and someone is telling you it's raining. And right now, that's
R.
where we're
Kelly
at
did
right
that
now.
once. R. Kelly did that once.
Are you speaking from personal experience? Is this a
No, from what I've seen in the court files.
what does the R stand for, Ray? Anyways, um, Evram, if you'd like to explain just real quick, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna let Evram take the explanation because Ray, I handed it off and see what happened. Evram, please let it fill in the audience, just like what the vibe is, why, what are people feeling? Yeah,
Explain this picture to us.
explain why
Well,
Triple H is a bitch.
look, we condone Triple H can beat all our asses, so I want to condone that. We really don't think
With
Triple H
that
is a bitch.
pacemaker, I don't know. I might, with that pacemaker in his heart, I think I could give him. I think I could take him in if I drag it out to the heavy rounds. But
by God, this man has a family. By God,
rot in hell, Triple H.
right
Rot in
now.
hell.
Um, as y'all can tell recently over the picture we have up here, um, a couple of releases have happened the last couple days or so.
Yep.
With certain wrestlers getting released due to, I guess, not being up to date or their contract not speaking volumes to the character or the work they can bring on screen. Uh, Pretty much, we're trying to figure out with you know Triple H being Triple H and seeing if he has the balls to keep what he needs to do. What's the thing that Dean Ambrose says to him? He's like, "Is your balls in your wife's purse or something like that?"
Yeah, yeah,
Sounds
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. With the releases of R Truth and Carlito, not renewing their contracts, is this really Triple H's company? Is what we're trying to get at because we're not too sure if it's him pulling the strings or if it's TKO, and that's the first thing we want to open up and talk about on this episode. It's been a very crazy couple of days. Ray, Jesco, and I think the whole wrestling community can, vouch for that. Yeah. So let's get into it, boys.
Yeah. First of all, Chesco, I know we talk about an intro. When are we gonna do a 10 ring salute for truth? Where
Oh yeah,
where,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
Ready?
where
Yeah.
is that at? We need that 10.
Well, let me bring up that picture again real quick. Sorry. We gotta pay tribute to our guy, man. Mm, our truth. And we will do a little quick we were doing a tribute to him in the group chat, just going through like reminiscing. But ladies and gentlemen, please a moment of silence as we give a 10 ring salute for our man Ronnie Truth. Ding, 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 ding. Are we at 10? Is that 10?
Bro, I don't even know. I lost count
I,
after the first one.
I think
I'm gonna
you're
give
right.
it two more. I'm gonna give it two more. I'm gonna give
Give
it
it
two
one
more.
All right,
more.
okay,
Give
okay,
it.
okay.
Ding, ding.
I think you gave 11, but we'll take it. It's our truth.
Okay, 11. Yeah, that one was for me. That one was
Uh,
for me.
at
From the
home.
heart.
I'm thinking of Fire Force. At home.
Appreciate everyone for giving us that moment of silence for Ronnie Truth. But yeah, guys, this came out of nowhere. This is just one of
Yeah.
those things where you wake up. Well, at least for me, I woke up and yeah, you just find it was a tweet via R Truth himself, and he said basically like, sorry to inform you guys, but um, I'm not gonna be at WWE anymore, which it was very surprising and very just surprising in terms of storyline because this man was literally on Saturday night's main event, the main event, with John Cena, rocking the last time is now shirt as you guys saw. And now you look at it and it has a little extra meaning to it, like little did you know, like this was probably he definitely knew that this was his last match. So I mean, yeah, obviously very surprising and very shocking and emotional, as you can see. I have in my lifetime as a WWE fan or wrestling fan, I haven't seen this much uproar since the We Want Cody
Oh, yeah.
conversation. And,
Yep.
to bring it to something that Ephraim was mentioning before in terms of whose company is it? I remember a big conversation we were having around Mania 40, SummerSlam 2024 was what are we going to call this era? Some people were calling it the Renaissance era just because we're bringing everything back. The Bloodline era. But I feel like we're all starting to understand what era this is, and the TKO era is unfortunately pulling a Bret Hart with the WCW.
Mhm.
The TKO era just might be the era that we're in because I think it's fair to say that that a lot of the conversations, a lot of the decisions that have been made has been a result of that what do you call
Merger.
it? That merger of
Yep.
WWE and TKO, Endeavor, and all this stuff. So yeah, it's very disconcerting because coming in, and I'm gonna go for a little bit, guys, if y'all will indulge in me for a little bit. Um, Coming in as like a WWE into this world of wrestling and being very new to it, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to understand it, and as I understood it, it's this realm where there are storylines, but you feed into the real lifeness of it all, and there's this the big thing was that there is this relationship between the fan and the company and the wrestlers where you go to what a lot of people have deemed, even though it doesn't age well now, what people have deemed as like the best wrestling match is The Rock and Hulk Hogan, and they say like it's because of how much fan interaction, how much they literally influenced that match. They literally turned Rock heel like that, right? And Hulk Hogan face, which is, as we know now, um a giant task to turn Hulk Hogan heel, but they did it. And so you fast forward to now, and I think a lot of what has been what's been lost is exactly what we sell the WWE on, which is the storytelling, the long-term storytelling. It's a meme now. Just let it build, you got to
Yeah.
let these things play out. But as we kind of look past WrestleMania 40, even if we look at WrestleMania 40, they were going to just sidestep their big storyline, the A plot of the entire WWE in favor of, what to use a UFC term, the money fight. The money fight, which
Mhm.
is obviously, the blockbuster fight of Roman Reigns and The Rock. And even that had to get sidestepped because of the bald fraud getting sidestepped and getting destroyed by the fans. And, fortunately, they were able to fight back and, we were able to get the storyline, the match that we all wanted. But as we kind of go through the entire step by step of it all leading up to this point, it's all just been money plays and money fights and like things that, I think of what was it? Was it Night of Champions? Was it or Crown Jewel where Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul? Like, Logan Paul is a good wrestler, but goddamn, we could have done more with that. For what's the first title defense for Cody? You go to Elimination Chamber, and yes, it was one of the greatest heel turns moments ever. But then in finding out that it was all because of bad ticket sales for Elimination Chamber, and we didn't even get to really capitalize on that. And again, we're talking about storytelling. We pretty much killed the storyline, whatever storyline was there, after Elimination Chamber leading up to WrestleMania 41. And instead of what would be the reasonable step storyline wise, is we get Travis Scott being the main contributor to John Cena coming in. And the more I see that moment, the more it just ages terribly. The more I just look at it, I'm like, John Cena's laughing. Cody is just like sitting there looking like a fool. And Cody, by the way, I don't know if we'll have this conversation, but Cody has been constantly just buried in this, not buried. That's the people use that term all the time, but he has been made to look like the fool a lot of these scenarios, and that's a conversation for another day potentially. But yeah, I think, and then it all leads up to this point where you have our truth. He is the epitome of sports entertainment. So fun, having a good time. You smile whenever you see him, and we're gonna go through all our favorite moments with him in a bit. And we find out that and I'm gonna pull the tweet up here. It was literally done as a cost benefit analysis moment of like, okay, he only wrestles on so many matches. We're paying him this amount. He's not one of our he's this years old and he's not one of the younger guys with potential and all this stuff. And unfortunately, Nick Khan decided that he he was or he wasn't worth keeping. So to me, that speaks to a lot of, I think, what a lot of the conversation has been in art, whether you're talking about music, movies, um, any art form, that it's everything has now become decisions based on what makes money. It's the algorithm. It's you know what is going to create the most revenue. And unfortunately, our truth is someone that is sort of wrestling's little secret, like secret recipe of like he is just going to give you a good time no matter what. And unfortunately, we're losing that. We're also losing Carlito, which who has been underutilized but has made the most out of his time there. So to me, it is a conversation that I personally have seen in a lot of different art forms and mediums, and now unfortunately has made its way to um, what I consider to be at its peak one of the greatest mediums of that we have that can exist. So yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all letting me go on a little monologue, but Ray, I want to get your thoughts if you
Oof.
want to respond to anything I said or just give your general thoughts on our truth in memoriam. Yeah, wherever you want to take it.
All right, everything you said was wrong. No, I'm kidding.
You know
No,
what? Actually, we'll go to Ephraim. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I mean, it is crazy just because Friday he was wrestling JC Mateo. Literally, they just had a match with him, and then 2 days later, all right, hey guys, so unfortunately, I got released. This is the thing I really don't like about WWE right now. Their storylines, they become stale, and we've all said that. We've all seen it. There's a lot of talent, and I've said this before. There's a lot of talent in that locker room. Yes, R Truth may be up there in age, but he's a fan favorite for a reason. Comedic, he still has some of that in-ring ability in there. Let him do something. Yeah, like of course, people want to bring up the age. Oh, he's like close to 50. Okay. Cena right now is on his retirement tour. Yeah, he's not 50, but we've all seen he doesn't have that touch anymore. He's only winning because, of course, the retirement tour. We can all agree with that. I think he's not that same Cena right now. The fans are just soaking it in because it's his last one, and I feel like our truth is the same. We love our truth because we see all these different characters, but the one that we all enjoy because like his goofiness, that's what the WWE's needs. Something fun, something cool. Right now, it's all mainstream. Oh, gotta be serious. Oh, we gotta do this. No, have fun. There was a reason why WWE was popular. Yes, they went over the line with stuff, but it was fun. You had amazing storylines, you had stuff going on. Now you have, like I said, streamers going to the events. I show Speed being in the Royal Rumble when that could have been anybody else. It was supposed to be Tazawa. Not saying he was going to win the thing, but dang, let him try to do something. It's become too mainstream and they're just focused on money, money, money. Our truth, I feel like could have gave you that money. Give him something else. Let him have fun. It's not like the fans' fault that they weren't using him. If you put him in a storyline, I'm pretty sure fans would could have gone with it. An example, our truth with the Judgment Day. Nobody would have thought that was going to work out. And look what happened. He was able to make it work. He was able to put in that goofiness. Like, dude, put him in stuff. I think it would have been funny if he even tried to doing something with the bloodline. It would have been, it's like, really? Our truth? But you don't know what you could have gotten out of it. So it's stuff like this. I'm like, to release him when you literally just had him push over JC. And not even that. There's even reports saying that John, he heard about this because this was months prior. Like they were already gonna cut him. That's why John reached out to them to be like, hey, let me work with Truth. If you're having your number one guy leave the company and wants to work with the guy you're gonna cut soon, shouldn't that tell you like, hey, you know what? Maybe maybe we could try to fix something else. And then another thing I've been seeing is, of course, the contract issue. They were offering way too low for what he was gonna, yeah, like I get it. You want to save money, but at the same time, you're making a lot of money. You're going into that mainstream, you're doing commercials, you're having some of these wrestlers do movies, which I'm sure you're going to capitalize on. Like you're getting money. Why do you need to cut it? And then Carlito too, like you brought up, very underutilized. Outside of the LWO, just went nowhere. You put him in Judgment Day. Oh, okay, let's see what he could do. We had like what, two or three matches. Other than that, he's just been like on the side on the ring. I mean, he gave us a good moment with the spear, but like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's more creative. It's their fault for not giving them something because we see so many some of the same storylines. Give us something new. Give us something different. If we hate it, hey, we hate it. But at least it's not the same thing over and over and over. Like that Roman meme. It's like missionary every night. Like, dude, like, let us have fun. Something.
Yeah, and hey man, I'm gonna put this up on the screen. This is the WWE signings since the start of this year. As you can see, it is stacked.
It is.
Stacked. And when people talk about what the greatest era of wrestling is, obviously the main argument, there's a big argument for today, and I would agree up till recently, but it would be the Attitude Era, and the main reason why is because they would say like roster top to bottom, the show top to bottom, everyone was getting pops, everyone was getting
Yeah.
everyone was someone's favorite aspect of the show. And you look at this roster, and there is so many people. Also, sorry, this is the start of last year. My bad. So you got the Jacob Fatu, Motor City Machine Gun Naomi, who's one of the best parts of the show today. But you look at the rest of this list, and you're like, man, why are why are there so many lulls and dead periods and periods where, we're talking in our group chat, we're kind of like, hmm, it doesn't move me. I think honestly, a lot of storylines, most storylines than not, we're kind of going, like it's cool. It doesn't move me.
Like,
So,
like I'm gonna be honest here. Like, I feel like the Motor City, to me, they put on some great matches, but I think they've been so stale lately. I remember when they first came in, I was so like hyped, and then they got the belts, even more hyped. They lost it, all right. But then, like after a while, of course, there were the big weeks where all the tag teams are going at each other, and it just seemed like going stale, stale, stale. They would go over Pretty Deadly, then DIY, back to Pretty Deadly, DIY. So it's like, dude, like they're a great team, but it felt like they ran their course. Like, okay, we get it, and it's just stuff like that. I'm like, dude, just give the fans something unique, different. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, of course, if you're not touching the main storylines, like Cody, his comeback, the Bloodline, just the mid cards, make it more interesting. Because I feel like right now there's a lot of fights where you're like, really, really, that's it. I
mm,
don't know. It's just I think right now WWE is not on the verge of collapsing, but I just think right now they've had a point where they're just gonna give the fans just the same thing over and over, and we're gonna be like, okay, yeah, like, hey, this is the same thing we've gotten, but hey, that's fine. Like, remember when Raw, I think last year, 2 years ago, the same main event, Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins take on the Judgment Day, Seth Rollins taking on Dominic Mysterio, the same stuff with the Judgment Day on Raw. I'm like, dude, okay, we get it. They can fight each other. Set something else up. Even people talk about, back in the day where it was just random matches. Who knows? You never know what storyline you could get. Just throw out a fight. You never know what you could get.
mm. Mr. CC, we've always had conversations. We're kind of trending more towards, kind of defending the Fed, just because, like we said, we want to be fans, not necessarily critics. So I'd love to hear your perspective on just like where you're at in the spectrum, and also where if you have perspective on or feelings and thoughts on like where they might be coming up short, where the disconnect is.
Yeah, I mean, I have certain points. I have certain things I want to say. First, I want to say TKO is a little different just because they don't understand what loyalty is to wrestlers. And I feel like they look at them as just pawns in their game. How does the NBA usually say how players have more of a choice to say where they want to go and want to be traded to? They have a choice if they want to opt in or opt out. And I think wrestlers should have that choice as well. I'm not too sure of the clauses, but TKO has no loyalty to the people that they employ. It's just a business to them. And sometimes I think a lot of wrestling fans forget about that it is just a business, not everyone's going to stay. But that is concerning to a lot of other wrestlers that want to make WWE their home. They don't want to go to AEW. They don't want to go to TNA. Now I'm not saying because it's big money, but they love the way the product is there. And TKO is kind of saying, nah, we let go one of the most over guys without needing a big story. He didn't need this. He didn't need that. He didn't need the title. He didn't need to win Money in the Bank. He didn't need to win a Rumble. He was just funny. He was a funny superstar. So it sucks seeing wrestlers like that go. And, that's my part on TKO. I think there's no loyalty. But now on like what Ray was saying, the creative side of things, I think the creative side of things is there's no love and there's no passion for the stories they're putting into it anymore. There's a lot of just the repeats, like Ray was saying with Judgment Day and Cody and Seth. Yes, it builds to war games. Yes, that's the main four that always go at it. That's the main, front line to take down the Judgment Day. And the Judgment Day hate them because they're a pain in the ass. But I think, for the love of wrestling, you have to put on different aspects. You have to put different matchups to keep people entertained and people watching. That's why Elimination Chamber was selling so well because they're not building stars like they want to. Yes, you have a Cody. Yes, you have a Jey Uso. Yes, you have a John Cena still coming back. You know what I mean? You have a Randy Orton returning. I mean, the biggest thing up to that War Games match back then, what we were saying, Judgment Day versus Team Cody, was the return of Randy Orton, which people love because they've known him for so many years, returning, and then the big pop at the end of the return of CM Punk because it's in Chicago. that's a big turning point for WWE. And I've always looked at it like, because before, yes, I watched it, yes, I loved it, but I didn't see where the story was going up to WrestleMania 40. And I think a lot of people, I guess, in the creative aspect of things, don't understand that, and they feel like, yeah, like Ray said, they're gonna put the same things on, and we're forced to watch it because it's on national TV and we like wrestling. But that's not how the game should be, and that's not how it should be off. I mean, thrown to us because, like I said, truth is so over just being truth that once we get that, that little moment of seeing him face Cena was great because it's so different. Like I liked it. Like I love R Truth. Don't get me wrong. But am I the biggest fan? Do I want to see him in everything? No. There's times where he could pick his moment and choose. Like the whole dance thing with Carmilla back in 2018, 2016, whatever. That was horrible. I hated it. Like I did not like it. But this whole Ron Cena coming out to Cena's theme, him doing, his childhood hero, kind of like a mirror match. That's something different, something unique to bring people in. Like, who the hell is this guy? Like, we have friends, family members that have never watched wrestling before that don't understand the world we live in. So when they see something like this, they're like, what the fuck? Why is he doing that? Why is he dressed like that? That's when they start getting interactions and people. It's different. It's new. We can't be a fan. I mean, we can't be critics, but, we're trying to be fans, but give us something to be fans of. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Beautiful. That's a bar right there. Give us something to be fans of. And I think I mentioned this last week was and also I believe it was I think it was Ray who just said something to it in terms of they are trying very hard to appeal to the mainstream, and a lot of that is maintaining this like suspension of disbelief and like, oh, we're this is legit. Like people are, this is a sport. This is a legitimate sport. But I think to me, what was very appealing to me watching all these, clips, eventually what got me into wrestling is sort of like its ability to sort of be wacky. Like I always say, like the first thing, the thing that really hooked me in was um the Bloodline storyline, specifically the episode where Jay goes, says to Jimmy, like, you're out and I'm out too.
Ooh, boom.
Even in that way, in that line delivery, there is no that the way you phrase that is so theatrical and doesn't make sense. It's like, why would you say you're out and I'm out too in that order and before you super kick Roman? But that's theatrical and that's beautiful. That's entertainment. Nowadays, it just feels like every promo feels very
Cookie
run of
cutter.
the mill. Sorry?
It's a cookie cutter promo.
Cookie
It's
cutter.
it's a thing we're gonna hear all the time. And see, going back to that, I wanna shed some light on when I was a kid. I grew up watching wrestling. Wrestling was always an outcast thing. It was never the cool thing. You always like football, basketball, or some sport. But when you said wrestling, you're like, isn't that fake? Sorry to use the F word, but a lot of a lot of people that understand what we're into used to say that word. It's not real sport. But that's what made the Attitude Era so great and so iconic was that it was so wacky and for the misfits. We had people doing crop chops, you know what I mean, saying "suck it," people flicking you off for like any like authority figure telling you something like a teacher, and you're just flicking them off as a stone cold, or being like, "What? What's your name?" It does like the Rock stuff, like you know what I mean. Even the Ruthless Aggression era, it's supposed to be. I've always looked at wrestling as the misfit thing of sports, the black sheep of the family, the redheaded child.
Mm.
It was never supposed to be mainstream. And now that it is mainstream, people don't know how to react because it's been such a niche thing for us that when it's finally into the world, it's so weird because now everyone wants to be a part of it. And it's kind of like now more eyes are on it. Now people are going to more criticize it and talk about it because once, one of those OG wrestlers like R Truth was such quirky and so weird and so different, it's gone like that. It's kind of like, yo, that's our childhood leaving. Now everything going to be mainstream. Like I saw a post in Saudi Arabia, it's going to be Mr. Beast versus ISO Speed in the main event of
Oh, the
WrestleMania.
Kenny
Yeah.
Yeah,
Omega
yeah,
quote. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And that might be accurate of the way this is going. And don't get me wrong, we still have Punk, but we don't want to see CM Punk versus ISO Speed in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
because that's not something we want. We want to see AJ versus Punk. I know they're old, but they still put on a classic. We want to see, Braun Breaker versus Bronson Reed, or these different matchups. We want to see Jordan Grace or Rakia versus Ripley. Like, we want it to be something that's catered to us because we're the ones watching it. We're the ones catered to it. We're not here for the new people, the new people that want to come in and say, "Oh, I'm watching it for I Show Speed." That's not the
Yeah.
point. That is not the point while we're watching it here. And I just want to iterate on that too. Like, we like some stuff that they do. Don't get me wrong. It's funny to see I Show Speed get speared by Braun Breaker.
And then
That was,
thrown over the ring, caught by Otis, was it? And then
yeah, and
thrown
And he
over
got
the
the
Stu.
table.
chum.
That's great.
That's
That's
that's great, but that's all we want and that's all we care about. We like to
Yeah.
see these YouTubers get their ass beat because, like, Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone. God forbid I said his name. Sorry.
Wow. How dare you?
I
I
know.
think the black van's just pulled up to your in
I
front of your
know.
house right
Uh,
now. So watch what
but
you're about to say.
but like the WCW, like between them fighting, like that's a cool moment. But we don't need to see them wrestle every night, every month. Like, don't get me wrong, Logan Paul, Bad Bunny, like Logan Paul's doing his thing. I know y'all don't like Logan Paul, but like he's established himself to be a wrestler. That's great. Keep it like that. We don't need him going out and or even Bad Bunny. Like, Bad Bunny does his thing and leaves. He knows
Yeah.
his limits. He knows what he needs to do and he gets out. And that's all we care about. We still want to see the main stars that are supposed to be wrestlers wrestle. That's what we want. I'm gonna leave it on that. And I think TKO doesn't understand that. And I think they want it to be a mainstream company when it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be the most punk rock, FU type of thing that people should not understand. And that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, no, beautiful. And also one question I do want to pose to you guys because I have had this, I have, I mean, I just sent in the group chat was, there, how I put it is like when in music, right? No one is ever a fan of the record label. They're a fan
Yeah.
of like artists or genres, right? And for me, I've kind of had that conversation of myself is like I'm always gonna follow WWE. It was like sort of the gateway to me falling in love with wrestling and enjoying it. Now I can kind of choose what I want to do with it. So I'm always gonna be following WWE. But today I was checking out Okada versus Omega, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I was reaching out to you about AEW, Double or Nothing. Recently had a fantastic showing from what I heard. And even though I haven't watched it yet, I am still looking into it, and I'm all in. Texas is coming up, and I definitely am making plans to check that out. Which, by the way, is on the same week. Speaking of business decisions that are just going to screw the product, Evolution 2.0,
Oh,
all women's PLE is on that same weekend. Same with Great American Bash. So that's fucked. That show is fucked. Um,
But like, I tell a lot of people that too, because they're like at work, a lot of people ask me, "Are you a wrestling fan?" "Oh, you just like WWE?" No, I'm not just a WWE mark. I love AEW. I love New Japan. I love Ring of Honor. I watched Lucha Underground when it was on Netflix a while ago. I mean, that was my first taste of it. I used to watch old matches too. Like, seeing wrestlers, WWE is a hard taste to acquire because that's the first thing I mean, not a hard taste to acquire. It's the first thing you watch. It's your first gateway into wrestling. Is the way I look at it.
yeah, yeah.
You're like, cool, cool, cool. And there's a point, even when I got tired of watching the product. 2015 or 2017 to 2019 was hard. It was a hard time. So AEW came around, it was fresh. It was different. I got to see Omega on TV. I got to see the Young Bucks. I got to see Hangman Adam
Cody
Page,
Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. Like, these guys
Yeah.
understood that it needs to be fresh. Now, they're not competition as much as, WWE and AEW make it out to be now. But the way Cody and the Young Bucks and Omega have always envisioned is it's fresh, it's different. If you don't like that
Alternative project
yeah,
product.
if you don't want that product, cool, come watch it. It's like ECW in back in the day. If you didn't like WWE programming, if you don't want to see what was it, Kane's old character, the dentist, I forgot his name,
Yeah.
or fight Doink the Clown for the 500th time, tune out. Go watch ECW or go watch WCW. Like, that's the great thing about being a wrestling fan is watching all this stuff and understanding that there's different outlets to watch it on. You can go to TNT and watch it. You can see Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter, like another great match to watch. You can go see Hangman versus Ospreay. if you want to see more technical, I mean, shit, watch AEW, watch Ring of Honor. Like, even shit, I watch GCW too. If y'all don't know about GCW, definitely check it out.
So yeah, and thank you for bringing that up because I think that's where I we were having this conversation earlier. Is like tribalism, it sucks. There's no need
Yeah.
for it, especially on our end as fans. So I guess this question actually, Ray, us being both kind of newbies into this thing,
All right.
relative newbies, are you in the market for checking out some AEW, some Ring of Honor, some TNA? So, well, I know you watch TNA. I know you've seen TNA.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You interviewed fucking Nick Nemeth, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like where are you at in terms of checking out other promotions, watching other shows? Yeah, where are you at with that?
I think it's something great. It's like Ephraim said, it's kind of different from what you see from WWE. Like when TNA first came to like San Antonio, I think it was Ephraim or our buddy Isaiah. He told me about it, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna like it's not WWE. It's like I ain't gonna go check it out. And then I think Nick Nemeth, they went to the missions or San Antonio missions, the baseball team, and they came over there. They had some wrestlers there, and I got to interview them after, and I was like, all right, let's go check it out. Let's go see. And I took Ephraim, and sure enough, like I was seeing something very unique compared to what I've seen in WWE. Whether it was potential wrestlers that could move up, or even former faces from WWE that were once there now in TNA, and I was like, oh shoot, like
Because,
okay,
like, no offense, like WWE tickets are so pricey now. Like, it's
yeah,
nice going to a TNA show. I spent like what $78 for front row seats for a
yeah,
TNA show.
and we're
It
like
was
maybe like 3 rows from
three
the ring.
rows. Yeah, it wasn't even that bad. I got to see Sol Ruka. I got to see the Hardys. I got to see Jordan Grace for the first time.
Yeah,
Like, it's stuff like that that people don't understand that it's not a sin to go watch other wrestling. Growing up, maybe it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you need to watch this and you need to stay watching that.
yep, yep,
Wrestling's such a thing for people that it's different, and if you feel like you want to express it and just kind of keep watching other wrestlers, I don't know if y'all know Brooke Havoc. I think I posted her numerous times in the chat, but
Mhm.
she's a protege of Cody Rhodes. I mean, she's trained under Cody. I think the Nightmare Factory is what the wrestling school is called. But she's a great wrestler. I like her character. She has this whole like it's not a lot of character work you see on WWE product. So when you see it on the independent, it's so great to watch. And shout out to her because she's a great wrestler too, and she's entertaining. She has a charisma, so you can see her becoming a big star one day. Like watching when I used to watch Rhea in the Mae Young Classic NXT before she was the Rhea Ripley or the Bianca Belairs or the Io Skies. Like I watched all three of them. Even I watched Io in Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like I knew what the Bullet Club was when I was like 15, 12 maybe, like the youngest. Like Too Sweet it was an NWO thing, but now it's
that was
the
this.
yeah, there you
There
go.
you
I
go.
think yeah, but like it's not a sin, guys. Trust
It's
me,
not. Yeah,
it's
and
not. You'll love it. Trust me. Such a different thing, and I mean, I hope y'all watch it. You, Jessica, of course, and then I hope like the people at here that watch our podcast understand that it's not a sense like other things. It's cool to watch it. Like
yeah,
you might see wrestlers that you haven't seen in WWE you can't watch anymore on AEW, like who just debuted, like Adam Cole. Adam Cole fans. I know there's not many out there, but you get to watch Adam Cole in there.
yeah,
Like,
Mm.
yeah. Like kind of like that was gonna bring me kind of to my point. It's like you kind of see the different styles, and you get to see people that either go to WWE or are coming down from WWE, and you get a feeling like okay, like you see a different side of them that you never would have seen. And so I interviewed Thunder Rosa from AEW, and I was like, dude, like seeing some of her matches, and just recently, like I was watching Lucha Underground. It came across cable, seeing her before
mhm.
AEW, seeing the White Rabbit, aka Karrion Cross, before he came to WWE, seeing
Like
Penta.
I'm pretty sure you saw Johnny Mundo in there too. John
Yeah.
Morrison. Yeah.
Yep, seeing like a lot of faces that I've seen now, but back then they weren't who they were. So seeing
Mm-hmm.
how they were, and I was like, oh shoot. So like
I,
you said,
I also think too with watching other wrestlers that go to different companies like Matt and Jeff Hardy were like notorious. Because I remember growing up, my dad's like traitor, 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 traitor,
Yeah.
because they're big WWE guys. And my dad's a big WWE guy, and so am I, and so is my brother. But like letting the Hardys see what they can do. Like Jeff Hardy was a heel on TNA television. Like, and I give you that's great heel work the way he was in that. If you ever watch his stuff as a heel. It was great. But like seeing wrestlers leave and become who they are, find themselves like a Cody Rhodes, like a Dolph Ziggler or Nick
Like
Nemeth,
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. Yeah, like you see these wrestlers leave because they don't fit the WWE model, the product. They don't fit the mode, which is okay. That's fine. But they know they fit somewhere else, so that's their show, and they fit and they find their way. And when they come back to WWE, they're like, okay, this is who I am. I need to say this person, or they change, and it sucks, but they change and things happen. They gotta go, but they always have a home to go back to. Like Chelsea Green got let go because of injuries, came back, became a star, and you never know. She might go back to that. I'm not saying anything bad. Chelsea Green's a star right now. So, but again, it took her time to learn that. Maybe that's what some of them need. And just it's TNA is great, Ring of Honor is great, AEW is great. Of course, you're not gonna like wrestlers and a lot of shows, but it's just wrestling. Be a wrestling fan, and I think that's what it means to be a wrestling fan.
Now that I think about it, I think I first like wrestling wise, I think I would watch Ring of Honor because it would always come on the CW
Mm-hmm.
35, and I was like,
Super late at night, yeah.
yep,
Me
yep, or even
too.
like even on the weekends maybe, but like I would remember seeing it, I was like, oh shoot, like it get me like caught up, and I was like, okay, okay, and then I would go throughout the channels, but I was like yeah, like you kind of see like a whole different side, and especially if you want to call that the indies or like kind of another underground kind of. You're
And like
seeing raw,
even then,
like something raw.
I sent y'all AJ Styles to CM Punk in the TikTok group chat like a couple of days ago. Like
Yeah.
seeing that from Boss from the past is great to watch because you're like, damn, these wrestlers look so different and they wrestled so different. Like Punk
Yep.
used to be more of a high flyer, so seeing him now, you're like, damn, he literally changed his moves to like a lot of kicks, more kickboxing, more jiu-jitsu, and then like back then he was just high flying. He was able to hang with Eddie Guerrero and AJ Styles
Yep.
and Ray. So
I
go
know.
check out some old stuff.
That's why it's so funny because I've just said this I've given this reference so many times or this metaphor is like yeah with like music how a lot of people are saying like state of music today is trash so much bad music is and like sure there are absolutely valid arguments for it but also it's like you have all eras of music at your fingertips. Go listen to pick an artist that you like, find their influences, and then go watch those. Go listen to that music, like all
Yeah.
their influences. Like, oh, you like AJ Styles? Great. There are a shit ton of matches you can watch from AJ Styles that from in his prime. Like right now, if you're like he is, you know, way further down the road, closer to the end than the beginning. Now go check out some of his matches when he was in his prime. Like if you're a fan of him now, check him out before. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you get to see that there's the interest factor of different styles. So yeah, for me, I'm just excited because that's why I'll always be checking out WWE's because I'm glad that it brought me to this place now where I'm like, okay, now I can just go check out wrestling. So, yeah. So I think really, really great conversation, I think, about just like we're not trying to we're definitely not gonna be the podcast that just feeds into any of that terrible like the first take of it all where we're like, it's trash, it's trash. Like,
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
like
we also don't want to gatekeep either. Like, we don't want to be like, "Oh, do you know that band on that T-shirt you're wearing? Name 5 songs." You know what I mean?
You don't do
yeah.
that?
Well, we,
I
we,
do.
we, I do not do that.
And
Now,
that's why Ray is the heel of the podcast.
but no, like not even that. We never want to gatekeep people to watching wrestling. If TNA got you into wrestling, cool. Like Isaiah. Isaiah's a big TNA fan.
Yeah.
Like
Big
he
fan.
doesn't he keeps up with WWE here and there, but he loves TNA more. Cool, he got into it. He likes what he likes. Now he can have a conversation with us about wrestling. Now he's not gonna know all about WWE, but he's gonna be like, oh, so that's why he left and da da da. And that creates a conversation for people to be like, maybe I should check out TNA because yes, they're putting on great stuff. Like NXT just had Mike Santana versus Trick Williams,
Yeah.
a great match. Like it gives different eyes to stuff like that. But being a wrestling fan is cool. Just stop gatekeeping it. And, other wrestling promotions go back to the, whole TKO thing is that you can tell what wrestling promotions have care for the company and ones that don't. And I think WWE is getting to that point where they don't want to put that care into their product, and we're starting to see it a little bit more. And they're like, yeah, maybe we're gonna keep trying it and trying it, but to the point where we're gonna be like, yeah, these stories don't make sense. Yeah, because you kept throwing shit down the drain.
Nope.
But again, I don't want to be a fickle wrestling fan and keep saying that, but it's honestly true. TK doesn't care, so why should we care?
Absolutely. Exactly. But you know what? Trent, I
Transition, I feel
I
like. I
do want
feel
to
that.
yeah, I kind of wanted to we'll save a sharpshooter segment for a favorite our truth moment. Ray, there you go. You have your question settled.
Yeah,
Um
again.
you can go first finally in the questions. So real speaking of like cross promotional stuff, and also in terms of entertainment for the WWE, I'd say just from the clips I've seen, the show that has like the most fire in it, the most out of the three brands is NXT right now. I'd say that
Oh yeah.
is absolutely
Yes.
the show where you just get to see wacky stuff, um, the very fun finishes and cool
Mhm.
debuts. It seems like NXT is kind of like the pipelines to get if you're assigning. That's kind of where you figure out the WWE style and you get to
Mhm.
just kind of see where you're at in terms of figuring out the sorry, Siri just activated for me. Figuring out the WWE style. So yeah, and on that end, the most recent episode that we of NXT, we got Mariah May coming in from
The glam,
AEW.
the glamorous Mariah May.
Oh man, and
She may not be called that anymore.
Hey,
that's
either way, she's still gonna be that star in that brand. I mean,
Yep.
that woman division is stacked.
are you guys ready for Mariah June? And it's gonna be like she's gonna come
Mariah
in
December.
glamorous. Boom, 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 boom,
Uh,
boom, boom.
Honestly, I think they're gonna keep her name. I have a feeling they might because all the comments have been like making fun of the names they're gonna pick. So maybe Shawn Michaels was like, just let her keep her name. Just let her keep her name.
Please. Oh my God.
Uh,
Please.
but yeah, Mariah May debuted. If y'all don't know, over this whole promo of the SAC Women division coming out to confront the new NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane. Which, by the way, the title looks great on her. I think she deserves that belt for being in. If y'all don't know, she was in Toxic Attraction with Mandy Rose and Priscilla Kelly or Gigi Dolan.
Ooh.
And she was always the backdrop, the one that was never supposed to win the title. So now that she won it before Priscilla and after Mandy Rose of that group, and formed her own, Toxic Attraction, which is Fatal Influence. It's great to see her win that belt and kind of be like the fans are like, "You deserve it." And she's like, "No, no, y'all all said I wasn't supposed to be the champ. Y'all
Mm.
all thought I wasn't gonna be the next person on the mountaintop. No, no, no. Y'all don't deserve none of this. You know what I mean?
I
This is
love
my
that.
title." And I was like, "That's a heel. That's a great way to introduce yourself." But the stack division comes out. Miss Parker. If y'all know Miss Parker, Miss Parker.
Miss Lola Vice,
Lullaby, Mrs.
Lola Vice.
Big Mama Pump, Jordan Grace came out. Then you had Thea Hell. Then you had that whole division from
Basically Sean just showing off.
just showing
He's just
showing
showing off at this point.
Showing off his For You page.
he Shawn Michaels just said, yeah, we're just gonna throw our
They're
hundreds
all
all over,
just put them all out there.
just throw them out there and let them fight. And then the Mrs. Glamorous, whatever you want to call her, Mariah May, made her spectacular debut, which these guys weren't around for. I
I
was the
know,
only one watching it live. I think
bro.
I was blowing up.
I know, bro was like, oh my gosh, she debuted. And then she's like, where are you guys at? 2 hours later.
I was like, "What the fuck are y'all?" Like, I was literally like, "What was I doing?" I was watching the promo and I was like, "Okay, this is great. I like the way everyone's coming out." I was surprised to see Jordan Grace on NXT. I thought she was going.
Oh,
But seeing her on, I was like, "Okay, cool. Everyone's gonna start like, I'm the next challenger. I deserve this. I deserve this. I beat you. You beat me. Whatever. We all beat each other. You know." I don't know if y'all got that reference,
I
but
would
I don't know if y'all.
I would be down for every one of those superstars to beat me. I would be down for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
And
did y'all get the reference I said? No, that
I
Shawn
did
Michaels,
not.
the Shawn Michaels, John Cena, and Triple H. He's like, I beat you, you beat me, we all beat each
Oh
other.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, and then
yeah.
Yeah,
was it the Bellators, right?
yeah. And the Bellas was looking at me
Yeah,
like, ugh. He's like, no, that's not what I
Yeah.
meant. And so I was
I
like, way
love
to
that.
go. Yeah.
Hey man, just wanted to bring this up there.
oh.
My goat, my freaking goat, man.
But
Mm. The greatest for you page of all time. If someone can get me the info to his Instagram account, I would love to see it.
Be like,
I
we
would
need to see
love,
the sauce. We need to see
I need to see.
future talents.
That's like
um,
Krusty Krab secret recipe right there. Is that Instagram for you page? Oh
look,
my God.
if we're trying to do the Goon rated episode, I'm just trying to see what his search history is. Oh my god.
But yeah,
Uh,
no, the segment was done so perfectly, and
it
yeah,
just shows how stacked NXT's been in their division. The women division more than the men division, of course. They're still kind of
Yeah.
figuring it out.
yeah,
But like having Mariah May come out during that time was such like watching it live was such a crazy moment because I was literally just laying in bed, kind of like looking at the screen, like, oh, okay, this is not bad, not bad, not bad, whatever, whatever. And then I was enjoying it. I said, cool. And then I see the lights turn off. I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, I think everyone reacted a certain way to it. Then I saw her, I was like, oh shit! Like, I was like, ah! Like, my dad's like the room right next door, so I fucking like ran because he's a big Mariah May fan too. He likes her. And
Oh,
like
sick.
I tried like slip. Like, I got off the bed, I slipped in my socks. I was like trying to get to the door as fast as I can. He's always like doing something different, and instead of watching NXT, I'm like, yeah, yeah, blah, blah, like he's a she debuted with the blah, blah. I was all like stuttering my words, texting y'all like, someone answer.
I know. When I saw the text and I was like, he's just lying. I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't believe it at first. And I tried to look it up. I just was not getting anything on my Twitter feed of like, oh, she's in the WWE. And then I came back like a couple hours later. I was at an event seeing Dante Bosco.
Yeah.
Also
quick,
Ray
quick
saw
little
it.
flex.
Yeah, just my homie Dante Bosco. And then I was like, okay, wow, they really did it. I have not seen a Mariah May match, but just from the positivity radiating out of this news, I'm like, I
Really?
yeah, no, I have not seen any
Check out
Mariah,
the I
Mariah May
think the
stuff.
trilogy between her and Tony Storm. That
Ooh, Tony Storm. I like Tony Storm, so I'm down to check out a trilogy of
like
those for sure.
especially when she wins the Owen Hart tournament too. That's such a great heel turn and a
Sick.
great like for a while it was I enjoyed that entire rivalry. Watching that match was great. Again, check it out. Check out different stuff. You get to see these wrestlers that debut. You're like, oh shit, I know them. They're badass. Da, 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 da. Like it's
Yeah.
cool seeing shit like that. But yeah, it was a pretty cool debut for her. Just like the Ricky Saints one, it was very unexpected. Coming through the crowd or doing what they're doing, and it's great seeing these stars jumping ship and having cool ass returns or debuts to their company.
Mm. Yeah, I think in a couple weeks after we'll react to Money in the Bank later on, and then I think the week after I'm anticipating, unless something crazy happens, I would love to do an NXT vintage throwback retrospective, and
Oh,
I'll let Ephraim
Me,
decide which
oh,
one he wants to check out. Oh, look at him!
me.
Look how he lit up just now. I'm
I,
so
I
excited.
look. I love NXT. I want to give that to this knowledge to the fans. I've been watching NXT since they had the little game show with the Nexus and Wade Barrett and all that. When the rookies and the pros were there, I used to see Chris Jericho as Wade Barrett's pro when he was a rookie on NXT. David Otunga with I think R Truth, I believe it was.
Mm,
Like it was cool seeing that stuff. And then they had the Divas one, what introduced Caitlyn. AJ Lee was on there as well. Like seeing her like
wow.
that, and then when it transferred into like the developmental brand for WWE, and I used to watch Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, Bo Dallas, Big E, Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal, like and then it went
Wow.
to the black and gold, the prime era with the takeovers with Gargano, Cole, like Aleister Black, Rusev. I mean, Rusev was part of the original crew, but seeing Aleister Black, Drew McIntyre returning to NXT,
Ooh.
Rhea emerging, Tony Storm in there too, putting on great matches. Like that era of NXT was like my favorite thing to watch ever. Like I used to Sanity with Nikki Cross.
Ooh.
When Bray Wyatt had his earlier version of the Wyatt family, like when he debuted, the debut of the Shield with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Corey Graves when he was a wrestler, like stuff like that is all I remember. Sami Zayn when he was that ultimate underdog, KO's debut, Samoa Joe's debut, like stuff like that.
Do y'all see the smile on this the way
Oh,
he's just going, man? Like this versus the conversation we just had about WWE for the last however many minutes is just night and day. So I'm excited, man. I'm super excited to have this, sort of to implement this segments where we're just gonna, talk about the good old days and just, and then also,
no.
of course, Ray and I, if Ray hasn't checked out the match, if I haven't checked out the match, which I most likely haven't, I've only really seen like some of Gargano and Ciampa. I've seen some of that feud,
Mhm.
which was amazing. It's gonna be us reacting to the first time and seeing Ephraim react to our reactions. This is gonna be a cool dynamic. So I'm very excited. I'm very glad that it worked out this way. So yeah, unfortunately, we are going to have to go back to the Fed for a little bit. And speaking of all the shit I've been talking about WWE, I gave them umpteenth of my a specific percentage of my paycheck that I'm sad about. And
Probably
also,
99%. The way it's
they
going, a good 99.
I'm gonna be recording from my car next episode. Um, and plus, as I've mentioned before, and it just weighs on me, the baby lamb I had to sacrifice. So, I will be going to the Money in the Bank match, or PLE this upcoming weekend, which I am excited about. It is my first real televised show. I've only gone to a house show, um, up to this point. So I am super excited about it. But also I'm very excited for this women's Money in the Bank match we've got going on here. I'm gonna pull up the
Ooh,
lineup
that's
Which
here.
is
a
gonna carry the
that's
whole
gonna.
Money in the Bank.
They should. I know Cody and Cena and Logan and Jay are gonna main event, which whatever. But this is a true main event, so I hope they open the show and steal the fucking show. I hope no one can beat this match itself because the dynamic and the chemistry between all six women are gonna be great.
This feels like
Just
I'm looking at Sean's history right now. This is just what it feels like.
This this just has it's so complete. Like you look at the entire lineup, you have just like experienced people that they know what they're doing. You also have some of the next gen. I mean, Roxanne. Man, I'm sorry. Hold on. I gotta take a deep breath.
it's
Y'all,
like
No,
y'all
no,
talk about the
calm
man.
down.
I'm talking about. I'm looking at Stephanie, Rhea,
Oh,
Alexa Bliss,
Lord have
Julia,
mercy.
Roxanne, Naomi. Guys, I might not be able to record next week. I might have a heart attack next episode,
look, you
guys.
you get to see this match live, which is gonna be so great. I've always wanted to see a Money in the Bank match live. Like it's my favorite match archetype in the business. I love the format. I love everything about it. So it's
Yeah.
fucking cool that you're gonna see this stack of a women's roster on this pay per view.
Which, by the way,
Yep.
I have you to thank for giving me that extra nudge. Both of you guys have given me that
You're
extra.
welcome.
I was like, is this just how it goes? And you're like, yeah, I'm about to spend $500 on da da da, and I'm like, got you. Okay,
Like
it's what
I
it
mean,
is.
Well,
It's just
I
what
was
it
gonna
is.
I was gonna spend 1,000 on front row seats for SmackDown. So I was like, if I'm doing that, you better go out for Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
welcome,
man.
welcome to my thinking when it comes to like the Comic Cons and all that. Welcome to
I
how I
was
process it
I
now.
was thinking about our conversations where it's just like, fuck it.
Look, people go to concerts and spend that amount of money. I'd rather go to a wrestling event because I know what I'm going in. I know what I'm stored for. I'm like, this is gonna be badass.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Oh man, I'm so excited. So, this is definitely my pick, my prediction for like match of the night, what I'm gonna probably take away from the most.
And I
My
also want
match.
to say this: my picks are gonna be one stare. I mean, my bias pick and one pick that I feel like is gonna, actually win it. The storyline pick, I guess, is the way to say it.
All right.
For the most part, everyone has an idea for who's going to win, but I do want to hear mostly who we want to win, um, because I
Oh,
think,
all those are gonna say one name. I already know.
yeah. So yeah, go ahead, Mr. CC. Let us know,
Who, who you
both of your
going for?
picks.
Yep.
Look, it has a nice ring to it. It has a great name. I love it. You guys know my love for her. Um, It's going to be Mommy in the Bank, Mrs. Rhea Ripley, the Eradicator. I feel like she wins it. Does I feel like she needs it? Probably not. But it would be nice to add to her resume of a Money in the Bank winner. All my favorites have won it. CM Punk, Edge. I think honestly that's it. I don't think Jeff Hardy. John Cena's won it. But yep, seeing Rhea win it, I think is going to be a great thing. I love to see Rhea win anything pretty much in the business. Add to her
Also
legacy.
add this. Who do you think they're gonna cash in on? Like, if you could,
Okay.
who you're picking, and then who you think they're gonna cash in on, whether it's this particular champion or if that champion ends up losing the match. Like, if y'all can give me some insight.
I do think if Rhea wins it, I think she does cash in on Io, and that kind of can start her feud as a heel turn and have her be this big bad heel for Stephanie can set up to fight Rhea down the line, like maybe at a Mania, maybe. I don't know.
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Now, the pick I think that makes the most sense is probably going to be Roxanne. Roxanne's up and coming. She has that Money in the Bank briefcase. I think it'll help her stay relevant in the business without being lost in the shuffle. I like Julia. I think Stephanie's cool. I think she's popular enough to win it, but she doesn't need it right now. She's too over. Just by Aura alone, she can win it. Julia is on her own different path on SmackDown. I think she'd be a great fit besides out that briefcase, but I think Roxanne is the one I keep looking at. I'm like, that makes the most sense.
I'm looking at her too, buddy.
You say again?
So you said you're looking at her. I'm looking at her too, man.
All right, Gunnar, Ray.
Ray, you're supposed to bring the wholesome energy, man.
I know, but
I'm keeping it PG. I'm trying to keep it PG.
I do think maybe Roxanne does cash in, possibly because she's on Raw, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
She does cash in on Io. I think that would be the ultimate heel move for Roxanne. To do that as a heel. I love heel cash-ins. I watched Edge cash in on people twice as a heel. A beat up bloody John Cena at New Year's Resolution, and then a beat up Undertaker after a steel cage match with Batista. And Edge has been called the ultimate opportunist, so I've always wanted that. And a women wrestler to just take advantage of, whoever ever got their ass beaten. And I think that's the best trope of a Money in the Bank match is pick them, be a vulture, pick it off when they're dead, pick off the meat off the bones. So yeah, Roxanne for my storyline pick, and then Rhea for my you call it
your personal pick.
My personal pick. Yeah.
All right, Ray Quarter. Man. Let me hear your picks, man.
All right, so for who I'd want, I got. Let me see. I got four words.
I don't like the way your hands were moving.
I don't like the way your face looked at me when you did it.
Look. I got four words for who I'd want.
Oh, why do you sound like that too? Who I want.
Shucky ducky quack quack.
Oh yeah.
I want Stephanie.
I'm about to. When I tell you guys, I might not be able to record next episode. It's because my voice might not allow me to. I'm about to.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Look, I think right now she's over with the crowd, which of course each one of these ladies are. We can't deny that. They're all over with the crowd in some way or another. But I think it would be nice. She's obviously moved up quickly, just like Julia. They're like, 2 months, 3 months on NXT and then just already main roster. So I think it would be nice. Who I think is going to win is the person you got to take caution with. I think I'm going to go with Naomi. I think Naomi right now, she's doing some real good work as a heel, just in terms of, of course, the little feud that she has with Jade right now. But you turned her heel for a reason. She's kind of wreaking havoc on everybody right now, whether it's for the belt or with Jade. And I think right now, if you were to give it to Naomi, let her cash in on Tiffany, that could potentially set up something for Jade. Maybe Bianca comes into the picture again. You get those three going at it or whatever. But I think storyline wise, for my opinion, I think Naomi's going to win it. Who'd I want? I think, Shucky Ducky Quack Quack speaks for itself.
Look, I mean, Naomi's not a bad pick either. Right? Naomi needs to pay off for her. I mean, needs to send off for her heel run lately. Right. So I wouldn't be mad if Naomi wins it either, which is odd for me saying because I hated Naomi's glow character so much. Hated it.
Now look at you.
Yep, I like her. I like the whole new theme song. I like everything about her. She's fucking cool now. I'm like, fuck yeah, give me that shit. Take all of
Yeah.
it.
She's one of the bright spots. She's absolutely one of the bright spots now of the whole entire show, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, it's funny. I think my picks, I'm glad I let you guys go first because my picks are going to be a combination of you guys.
He's like
Because
Alexa Bliss and Julia. No.
yeah, yeah. I got for who storyline wise who I want who yeah, the storyline pick, I think I'm going Naomi because I think you just need to switch up that division somehow, the SmackDown Women's Title
Mhm.
division, and I think and also you can still actually kind of keep it somewhat in the same realm because Nia Jax and Naomi have been rocking with each other, so you can still keep Tiffy in that picture by virtue of Nia being around Naomi and just sort of have that be the dynamic, but also you have Naomi who yeah, and also you get Jade in that picture somehow, some way,
Yeah.
in that by doing that. So I think it just opens up a lot of avenues that I know TKO is gonna fuck up anyways, but I think it's just gonna be fun for all of us. Um, my personal pick though, would be Roxanne. I think in some way because I think if Roxanne were to win and have that heel cash in as Ephraim described, it would be very much like what I wanted Melo to get is that push like right away. Like he was the number one pick of the whole thing. So why not let him get money in the bank, Melo in the bank, let him cash in on a belt, let him get the title and just see how it looks on him. I think having Roxanne, she was the prodigy, had a great NXT title run. I tuned in for a couple of those NXT shows. She's really great, knows how to build a feud,
Mhm.
knows how to talk up a match, knows how to go in the ring too. She's amazing in the ring. So I mean, yeah, I think all
And Texas born too.
Texas born. There you go. So I mean, yeah, Roxanne Perez, man, I will. But really, honestly, you could talk me into any one of these ladies winning, but I think
Like
those two are my picks for sure.
honestly too, if we want to throw a wild card pick in there, I'm gonna say Julia because I just like Julia's
Julia,
wrestling
yeah.
style. Julia would be great. It would be nice seeing her with that. Briefcase, the most unexpected winner of the match would be great to see her.
Yeah.
And fun fact too, I share a birthday with Carmelo Hayes, Mister Him himself, both August
Okay.
1st babies. So you know,
Ephraim,
Ephraim,
Ah,
you like
Ephraim,
that? You like that?
yeah,
I
just did a little, yeah. I
I
have
will
Ray's
say that
face.
You're
I will say
Ephraim.
this.
You hear that, Ray? He's him.
Man, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, take that.
I,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Talk to him.
man, get that plastic out of here. I will say this though before like we move on to like the other card.
That
I
bitch is
feel
heavy.
like
Ain't no plastic.
I do feel like you could start feuds with like put if you want to put the picture back up real quick. There's so much I think storylines that they could go with
Not a
really
real fan.
between
You need a picture, not a real fan.
look because I was gonna point something out. Put it back on. Put it back on.
I'm
Put
putting
it,
it
Put it
up.
back on.
put it back on. Let me cook. Let me cook here.
Hold up,
All
hold
right.
up, hold up.
Dang,
He's
bro,
like,
deleted it or what?
There it is. There it is.
There
all
it
right,
is.
go for it.
Like, look, mommy versus Stephanie Vaquer. A lot of
Sorry,
fans want to see that,
sorry.
right? Hold up. You got mommy versus heck. Put in Julia. I think that would be a great one. Roxanne versus Alexa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, get Juliet and Stephanie back on that rivalry or rival. There's so many like routes they could go, and I think that's why with this one, I really don't care who to win. I think they all deserve it in their aspects, but I
Yeah.
think clear cut. I think it's the one that needs it more, and I think that's Naomi. You brought up Julia. She's over with the crowd. Roxanne's in the Judgment Day. They're about to break up.
Alexa
Alexa,
Bliss, yeah, she's very popular.
she's
Yeah.
very popular. We all saw that old man when that pop. We all saw how he reacted.
Oh
Mommy's
yeah.
over, and then of course Stephanie's already over. So it's like honestly,
Look,
I don't care like who to win. I think whoever wins it has a
It's
huge
look,
it's
I
more
want to
so
say,
what they do with whoever wins.
right.
yeah. Like
It's
Yeah.
how they proceed it.
I want to say it like this: no matter if they're not the champion, if they're not in a championship feud right now, these are the best six women on that roster that should be going somewhere in the bank. They made the right picks.
Right.
Maybe people will make an argument about Jade and Naya, But like these are the 6 ones that we've have constantly been watching on TV. Besides EL, besides Tiffy, besides Lyra, besides Chelsea, I would say Chelsea should be in there because she's not a champ. I mean, she should have never lost that belt to Zelina in the first place. But I digress. But like Becky, like all of them are in a good like Chelsea's in a feud with Zelina though, but like all those women are in good feuds. So these are the best that they have to offer for that Money in the Bank match. So I think they made a solid pick. Now the men's side, if you want to bring that up,
Dog water.
that's a
Dog water.
that's a different statement right there.
This is atrocious. I don't know.
So wait, so I want to start this off to say which wrestler should have been in this match.
Okay.
Instead of the ones that qualified. So correct me if I'm wrong. So
Okay.
the LA Knight was the right choice. Maybe it should have been Aleister Black, but he was still a little bit new. But LA Knight's the best choice for it.
Okay,
I
I
think
agree
so.
with that one.
Penta, I really didn't see Penta's qualifying match. If y'all can remind me who was in it.
Shoot. It was Gable and
what was it? Dragon Lee? Was it Dragon Lee?
was it? I think
Or
yeah,
Ray
it was Dragon Lee.
Phoenix?
I think
Okay.
it was
It
Dragon
was a
Lee.
luchador heavy match, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. So Penta was the right choice. Andrade, it was Andrade, Carmelo, and I believe Jacob Fatu, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I believe it should have been Mello. Jacob Fatu doesn't need that rub. It just didn't need it.
Yep.
It was Solo, Jimmy, and Ray Phoenix, I believe, for solos.
Oh yes, it was.
Yep.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix was in that one. Yeah.
Okay, so I like Solo's addition to it. It makes sense, but I really wanted Big Jim to be in there, Jimmy Uso. Give him a little singles
Yeah.
opportunity. I think he's getting over, and I think they see it, but they don't want to pull the trigger on it just yet. It was Seth, Sammy, and who am I missing for him?
Shoot. Who else?
Whoever it was, Seth was the right choice in it because this might be his to win.
Yeah.
Is my
He's
pick.
got the most potential to do
Yeah.
something with the
Yeah.
Now, Great Americano should have been AJ Styles because kind of AJ needs to be on this card. So, I mean, that's my biggest complaint. So it should be AJ, Rollins, Big Jim, Carmelo, Penta, and LA Knight. Look at that little Money in the Bank freak right there. You have everything you need.
There's also one name that was left off this list.
What am I missing here?
TikTok.
Oh, Mr. Logan Paul.
Oh, get this man. Kick him out. Kick him out.
That's why
This your
he's the
champion?
champ, man.
This your
That is-
champion?
Yes, that's why he's the champion. That was beautifully done. I don't even know if he meant to do that, but that was beautifully done.
Get this bum out of here. Get him out.
Look, man. El Grande Americano just staring at me in the screen right now.
It looks so weird.
It
looks
pisses
so
me
weird.
off because
It
look,
does.
man, I told you guys in the chat, I really, really like Chad Gable. Like he is, I think, everyone has that wrestler that they feel like they like them more than the consensus. But I feel like genuinely everyone was rooting for Gable against Gunther in that, in their feud, and when he was in the IC title, in the middle of his IC title reign, and everyone was very much on board with Chad Gable, and I was very much into it, and then he turned heel, and I was like, oh, great, cool, we get to see him fully go into Kurt Angle mode, right?
Yep.
And so far as heel run, or up to that point, his heel run was kind of whatever. And then they bring in this El Grande Americano gimmick, which, I had fun with at WrestleMania. Cute little entrance, cute gimmick. And then now we're straight up. And I think this qualifying match was like the thing that broke me. I think until Gable just drops that gimmick and gets back to Wrestling Machine Gable. I don't know if we
Ooh.
ever get thank you again, which I
Thank
love.
you.
Thank you. Shoosh. Oh man, I'm that era of Chad Gable I'll always hold dear to my heart. But yeah, El Grande Americano, I'm looking at him. I'm sure he's gonna do some great spots, but god damn it, I don't.
So, I mean-
Zayn, CM Punk, either one of those two, I would have loved.
I would have rather have AJ. I think AJ should have fit.
Or
this
sorry,
match.
not Sami Zayn, AJ Styles. Yeah.
AJ, yeah.
I do feel like AJ would have fit this match a little bit more. He deserves it more. Because especially if they don't have an IC title on. Like, if they had a pay-per-view and, Dom was defending against AJ, cool. I wouldn't care. But, like, yeah, AJ should have been in this match. I think it was needed too. But do we want to get right into predictions now?
Hold up, I didn't get my thoughts. Hold up, dang, hold
I
up.
I kind of forgot where we were saying, if I'm being honest.
Crazy. All right. So
But go on,
look,
Ray.
I'm not the biggest fan of this lineup. I'll be honest. I've even said in the chat, this to me does not scream, somebody I'm rooting for.
We
LA
want truth.
Knight,
We want truth.
we want truth. Like LA Knight, I think might, well, I'll spoil my part. I think he might win it because I think Penta, again, I think he doesn't really need the money in the bank. He could do that on his own. He's already proven it within the time he's been here. Andrade, I just feel like is a filler. I do agree. Who was it? I think he was fighting Melo, right?
Hmm.
I do think Melo should have gotten it, and it really upsets me that he didn't because I think he needs it more, especially like the whole mentorship with the Miz, which is cool. But we all know Carmelo. We've all seen him in NXT. We've seen his gimmick. We know. I think he deserves it more. Solo. Again, I want him Big Jim too. I really think he deserved it. I'm one of those. I'm one of those like you look. You either you need it or you don't. And right now, out of these, outside of LA Knight, the rest don't need it.
Hmm.
Seth Rollins, we forgot who he was fighting. It was Finn Balor too. Finn
Oh, it was
Balor and
Balor and
Sammy.
Sami Zayn.
I
Yeah,
think Finn should have won
that's
that.
right.
That would
Yeah,
have helped.
Finn.
That
That's
would have
right.
helped Finn out way more than Seth Rollins. And of course,
Yeah.
we're gonna know CM Punk is gonna mess him up. But I'm like, dude, like I
Yeah.
put Finn Balor in there. That dude hasn't held
Hmm.
like a championship, like titles, like independent wise outside of the tag team. And then of course El Grande, dude, I was just in shock when they counted three on him. I was like, no way they just did this.
Look, right. You want to know my reaction? I was at work, right? And
Right.
I was just kind of like, I put it low so I can still do my job and still listen to what I need to do, right? Pretty much, like, I was like, okay, I turned it off because something big happened. I had to turn it off, right? Whatever. Guest came in. I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm doing my job. And then all I see is like the match, and I was like, great, I missed it. I was like, okay, let me check the spoilers real quick. And I was like, if Great Americana fucking won this match, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. And I was like, who won? You're like, what do you mean who won? I was like, tell me who won. And you're like, Great Americana. I was like, fuck. Like, I literally put my head, I was like, are you fucking serious?
But like I
Oh,
get the Gable push, and I always make jokes like this is like the best gimmick, and of course, different storyline wise, yes. Money in the Bank, no. I do think Karrion deserved it, and even the fans have said that. Give this guy a push. Can you imagine Finn Balor, Big Jim, and Karrion Cross both right now wrestlers that are kind of over with the
yeah.
crowd?
The crowd wouldn't know what to do.
Exactly. But like it would have been fun to kind of see like, oh shoot, like
But
who do you want?
The way
again,
that LA Knight went like 2 years ago in London, he was
Yeah.
climbing the ladder and
And then
everyone was
Priest comes out of
screaming.
nowhere, just
Exactly. Get those little moments. That's what Money in the Bank is for. And to be honest, I love Andrade. I think I'm not okay. I'm not
Andrade's
gonna say
great.
love. I'm not gonna throw love out there.
yeah,
I
no,
like
he's good. I
Andrade.
just
I think he's gonna have some great spots. But when he's
right.
climbing that ladder, I'm not. I guarantee you, no one's gonna
You,
be feeling anything.
you don't
He doesn't
believe
get
in
no
it.
popping in his entrance, and it
Look,
sucks.
look, hold
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
We don't believe Andrade is going to win that Money in the Bank, and that's the hard part. Is that we
yeah.
don't find him as a threat to win it. Like
Right.
you see Seth climb up that briefcase, you're like, okay, shit, Seth might win it, or LA Knight might win it, or shit, we might get Solo. Like those are the three that I have generally in like, oh shit, they might win it. The other three, no, not so much.
Yeah.
Now if they do like a whole Nikki Cross thing with the Great Americana, I'm gonna fucking throw my phone at the wall. Like no, I don't
Tesco's
want
gonna
it.
want a refund on the tickets. Be like, you know what?
Yeah. You know what? You know what? You know what? To make this Money in the Bank briefcase a little bit better, throw Rhea Ripley in there and have her just come in, win it, cash it in on
If
dirty.
I see El Grande Americano about to grab the briefcase, I'm going all the way up from like Sting from the bleachers. I'm coming down and I'm stealing that goddamn. I'm Mr. Money in the Bank. I'm fucking. I'd rather me win Money in the Bank than El Grande Americano.
Hey, look, listen to me. If Rhea comes in and wins that briefcase and she can cash in on Dirty Dom Mysterio or like a world champion,
Cook,
let's
cook. Hold
just
up.
give it to. I'd rather watch that than watch Seth Rollins carry it and be like, I'm the Messiah. I'm here to change it, so I'm keeping it. And I'm like, shit. The only man I really want to win this match is gonna be my pick, which is gonna be LA Knight.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
I don't have a biased pick. I don't have it. It's just gonna be LA Knight. Like
Yeah.
I don't care for anybody else in this match.
I'm
See, and
rolling
that
with you. I think storyline pick is gonna be Seth. I think that's just how, like, if TKO is going to do its thing, the TKO pick, I think, is how I'm going to phrase it.
There
The
you go.
TKO pick
That's the
is
best way.
Seth Rollins. It's tried and true. He's done it before. We've seen it. He is the top heel faction on Raw, on Netflix. So that's like their big show. So he's gonna, having Money in the Bank on Raw is gonna be great. So yeah, Seth, but if we want to believe, if we want to rock this shit, if we want to do numbers, if we want to have fun, LA Knight, let me talk to you, running
yeah.
in, faking it. Oh, am I gonna cash in? Am I gonna like that'll just be so fun. And granted, I don't know who he would cash in on. That's a
Who's the
different
United
conversation.
States for the men's?
Oh, it's a Fatu. No,
Fatu
Look,
US?
look, I just don't want it to be another Austin Theory. I know I made that joke about Rhea cashing on Dom, but that's just something funny. But I don't want this Money in the Bank briefcase to be cashed in on a mid pro title. I don't
Okay.
like that.
I want to
Now,
make a star with this Money in the Bank. Yeah.
yeah, like like I said, I really do see LA Knight on Raw. I see him holding that world title from like beating a Gunther or having him heel, take out Jay. It's something fresh, something different that he's not going against the bloodline for the 500th time on SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's not like I said from after WrestleMania. I wanted something different from Mr. LA Knight, and cool. Fatu won it. Cool. Now take him away. And the first thing he did on the next SmackDown,
Hmm.
come out and attack Fatu. It was like, dude, go to Raw.
Yeah.
You need that world title rub so bad already. Win the world title. Make it what? Make it interesting. Have you go against Seth Rollins for a little bit. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Stuff like that would be pretty cool.
And you know what? I'm just gonna put this on record, just because we're not gonna record another episode before Monday Night Raw happens. It's gonna go. Seth wins Money in the Bank. We got that Jey Uso versus Gunther title match on Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Seth cashes in. Blase, blase, blah. Like that's just how I feel like.
Okay.
That's the path that would go if Seth ends up winning, if the TKO pick ends up happening.
So me and Ray have this idea of Punk costing Rollins and the big briefcase on top of the ladder, like not him accidentally winning it, like him about to grab it and Punk screws him over.
Yeah.
But if he does win it and they take out Punk at Money in the Bank, you know what I mean? Because Punk will be at that pay-per-view. He's going to cost Rollins. I think that's what's going to happen. But if Seth does comes down with it with the TKO pick, I do feel like he might cash in or try to cash in, like you said. And maybe it's time to have the OTC return and cost Rollins everything that,
Yeah.
again, bring your moneymaker back, bring Roman back, have them feud for SummerSlam, have, Roman take out this entire group, or, never know, have Sam. Oh, shit, I just thought about it right now. Holy shit. Have Rollins or Jay and Gunther have a match, have Sammy come out, help Jay retain the world belt, and then when Jay is celebrating, have Sammy haluva kick Jay, have Rollins cash in, and that's how you do a perfect heel turn.
Dude, the fans would be pissed.
No, just that alone, that storyline alone, that moment, low-key sold me on Seth Rollins, and I'm fucking. And if that's not what happens, I guarantee you TKO is gonna make it. See the cynicism I have. Me, someone who I want to love wrestling. I guarantee you it's gonna be something that we've seen 100 times over, tried and true. It's gonna be what it is. But that is cool because you not
That
only get a
is.
cash in, you get a
Carlito
heel turn.
reference?
It's cool. Okay,
That's
man.
cool.
R.I.P. 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 to my
Dang,
man
he ain't
Carlito.
died. He just got released.
That was a little Carlito. That was a
Bro
little
said
Carlito.
RIP.
No, but yeah, it's a
That's
cool.
great.
That's again,
That's wrestling right there.
that's
That's
wrestling,
fun.
and that's causing a heel turn a valid way because I mean, of course, Sammy wants to win on his own, but this is Sammy buying into something like Jay has been nothing about himself, and it even goes back to Bloodline days. Who's the first one to kick Sammy in that face? Who's the first one to do it?
I'm
know,
just
Ray?
watching.
Do you know, Ray?
I'm just watching Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné have a steak eating contest here. So
God damn it, Ray. We're podding right now. We are podcasting right now, Ray. Jesus
Say it again.
Christ.
Who kicked Sammy?
I was nodding. See, this is how the pod falls apart. Is I was nodding along because I was hoping Ray was gonna fill in the blank. Okay. God damn
Who's
it.
Olympic
Hey,
kicking
hey,
Sammy?
we're
What?
talking about watching other brands
We
of wrestling
we
now. Come
are. This
on.
is
Guys,
this
that's
is
not right now.
we look, man. This is like a game of basketball. All five players have got to be in tune. If it doesn't, one finger in the fist is not working, then it's not. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Hey,
But
yo, Moto,
no,
Odo.
But
who remind me who was the one who kicked Sami Zayn?
it's gonna be Jay, I believe.
Oh, right when they were at the ramp and
Yeah.
Jimmy was in the ring and yeah. You thought they were vibing with each
Oh,
other and
that's
then Jay
right. It
turned.
was a
Yeah,
Raw, right? It
you
was a
thought I
Raw.
was gonna choose you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, we
Yeah,
yeah, I
dropped him?
remember
Yeah.
that.
So
no,
I think
no.
this is Sammy's payback from the bloodline because he forgave him so easily. And with great storytelling, a story is never officially over. A wound's always open, no matter how much you try to close it.
Yep.
No
Yeah.
matter how much you try to stitch it up, it's always going to reopen. And I think Sammy is getting to that point where you see what Karrion Cross every day. I like how Karrion is the devil that you know. You know what I mean? That's the devil you know. That's his character. If he's playing that, like, yeah. And Sammy joining it, I know they were claiming that that's the final member, that's the third man, Bronson. But, adding Sammy and having him turn on Jay will be such a great moment because you can be like, he's finally clouded all the anger and frustration of losing the world title. How come you never offered me a world title if you're really my best friend? Kind of going that KO route. You know what I mean? And we desperately need a KO heel type character in this business. And to me, Seth has never really cut it as a heel because he's still a face in my book. With all the little cheers that he gets, he's not a full hero. You know what I mean? So I'm like, cool, Seth Rollins is a stable. Awesome. But still, I don't buy it. He's no level of Roman Reigns heel. So I think that would be a great turnout. That's a good way to, have Rollins cash in and make him be like, yeah, I'm turning everybody on my side because this is my show, this is my brand. This is what needs to be done for the business.
Yeah, I love it. I think that would be really cool. And also, Sammy turned heel. KO is a heel. Unfortunately, he is hurt right now, but whenever he does, hopefully he does come back whenever he's able to. I like the idea of putting them back together as a little duo, but as heels now. And I don't know. There's just so much there, I think, in just that little pitch you gave. So yeah, man. Ray, any last words on the men's Money in the Bank before we just kind of run through the rest of throughout the
Um,
rest of the two matches that we have on this card?
um, not the best. I think like just saying prayer. I think the women's is gonna carry this match.
I think they carry the whole show.
I think yeah, it's gonna carry the whole show. I think we all know who we'd want and who we don't want to get Money in the Bank. Just TKO WWE, bro. Please just make the right decision. Do
Please
not
listen to us.
please
We're just a small
please
podcast that
please
Sir.
please
Please,
do not look. I know I joke with El Grande, but please do not let this dude win.
Like
Just
I don't want a Nikki Cross moment. I'm a fucking. I don't know if y'all remember that. I don't know if y'all were around watching that at the time.
well, she was like a superhero.
Yeah, Nikki ASH, almost a
Yeah.
superhero, and she cast it on Charlotte. Oh my god, it was
That doesn't sound
different.
great.
It was different.
But
It's
not in
just
a good way.
not in a good way. It was just
Yeah.
like okay.
So we'll see. Hopefully, of
Hey,
course.
but we got Big E winning that too, though that briefcase the next match. So that was just a good outcome.
So we'll see. Of course, I know the men's match itself is going to be great. Decision wise, though, is where it's going to come down to like, please execute it right.
Yes, please. Um, we'll run through the rest of the card. Becky versus Lyra. I feel like it's gonna
Becky.
be the
I think
man.
Becky.
I think that
I'm
it
not-
needs to happen, right? That's just it needs to go.
Becky needs to win that title. I think it'll be I think Lara gets one more shot of it at SummerSlam and have it like a steel. Becky likes to do a lot of steel cage matches. If y'all have noticed her like final like matches against like Trish or like Bailey or
Liv.
Sasha, Liv. Yeah, she'll do like a lot of steel cage matches, which I think
dig
that's
that.
that's like her Hell in a Cell. That's her like end all be all for the women. I think that's super great to have. Like yeah, they're cool to have a Hell in the Cell. Like yeah, it's badass. But I like
Yeah.
having the women have like the steel cage match as their own thing. Like
Yeah.
that's our end all be all war type setting.
Also,
So I
just
think
Lyra having her like calling card match where it's like, oh shit, like Shawn Michaels with Hell in a Cell and or
Yep.
Undertaker, where they just had their own, like you knew that it's go time for that character when and I think that's another thing is just more character traits. More character traits. There's a lot of people who are just kind of disposable that
like Finn Balor's demon character, where he's supposed to be more aggressive and more brutal, and y'all you don't want NXT Finn Balor. That was supposed to be like a different type of him, which was supposed to be more like demon like, supposed to beat the shit out of you, be more a little more brutal, more barbarian than Finn Balor was. So seeing it come to the main roster and kind of like they kind of like watered it down was kind of like, eh.
Mm. And also they have him, I think he's lost more matches than he's won, no?
I think he's only
Yeah.
won like 3 this year.
Finn Balor
Well,
is such a great star, but we'll talk about that for another episode because
Yeah.
no, Pin Balor, man, Pin Balor.
it's
RFG Finn
Um,
Balor.
Ray, you said Becky, right? You're rocking
Yeah,
with
I got
Becky as well.
Becky.
Got you. And then of course the main event of the evening. You got Cody Rhodes, you got Jey Uso, and versus Logan Paul and the Unseen 17, John Cena, which had a controversial SmackDown segment where he just, oh
You
my
gonna polish
goodness,
his Peacemaker?
polished
that was
peacemaker.
that was a line right there. I love that line. But
Dude,
yeah, guys.
it was so funny, like couldn't like seeing him the next day and just having that run in my mind, like, so did he polish your Peacemaker or
So, um, I think I think it's pretty much a lock that, Cody coming back. I think we can say that the good guys are going to win this one. I think we all agree on that one.
no,
Oh,
Nope.
oh, wow. Both of
no.
y'all agree. Okay. Because I
Nope.
feel like Cody just returned. He already soaked in the seeds of like the Logan Paul and Cena don't really mesh with each other. And I feel like
I
me, I would go Cody probably pins Logan is probably the safest way to go. Again, we're talking about the TKO route to go. So, but yeah, I would love to hear y'all perspective. Whoever wants to go first.
Ray,
Uh,
Ray, you want me to go
yeah.
first? Me?
No, I'll go first.
Oh,
Let
okay,
me
go for
hold up. Let me see if I can cook real quick.
it. He's like, I don't know nothing about the main event.
No, yes, it makes sense to have the good guys win. However, WWE loves to build up the heroes. They love to build up the faces for a comeback. And right now, if you have arguably, the number one guy that people hate right now in WWE, Logan Paul, teamed up with a supposed heel who he still gives face. There's been sparks of that recently.
Ooh, that's gonna be a fun conversation to talk about in a bit.
Yeah. You're pairing them up. They're gonna communication wise, it's not gonna work out. But I think let the bad guys win, let the heels win, because then you never know what could happen. Maybe we get the GOAT, Travis Scott return, playing Fiend in the background.
Edit
Uh,
the picture of the dog of the dog looking up.
no, but I just think it makes sense for the heels, of course, just for the faces to get built up, and like it kind of serves more to Cena's side as a heel. He wants to ruin wrestling. Oh, you think the good guys? Nope. I'm gonna let the YouTuber and me actually win a match against two professional wrestlers here. So I unfortunately I have Cena and Logan winning this.
Anything to add to that, Mr. Cougar Connoisseur?
Jessica, I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to look up my other Instagram account, the one that used to be Fighting Words Podcast. It's Mr. Vamps, I believe, with Rhea
Mm-hmm.
Ripley as a profile.
Yeah,
You
yeah, I
can.
know. Yeah, I got
Did
you. I
bro
got
just
you.
want to plug in his Instagram?
I'm not trying to plug
Is that
in.
the whole point of this?
No. I need Chesco to read the Money in the Bank thing I talked about this tag team match happening.
Let's see
Okay.
what this guy has to say.
So here's the caption. Ready? The main event at Money in the Bank is set to deliver a classic face versus heel matchup. But what does that mean? A heel turn occurs when a character shifts from being a hero to a villain, while a babyface is the sympathetic good guy wrestler. WWE has been lacking incredible heels, and John Cena's recent heel turn has been disappointing. Snaps for that. Feeling more cartoonish than menacing. However, teaming him with Logan Paul, a master. Hold on there, buddy. A
Hold
master.
Keep
on.
No,
going.
I do know where you're coming from, but god damn it.
The glazing is
A
crazy.
master of generating heat is a clever move. Meanwhile, Cody and Jay are quintessential baby faces, evoking genuine emotions from the crowd. This matchup has all the makings of an epic encounter.
I have a question though. Texas Explorer said, "Send me this post." Did you ever send them the post?
Look, I didn't send them posts. I don't know.
Dang.
I don't know if they're real or not. But what I want to say about that is that what you said about earlier, Cena not being cartoonish, which I agreed on at some points.
Yeah.
But I think this week on SmackDown is actually made me look at Cena a little bit differently. It made me think, I do not want this man to win with Logan Paul because wrestling is such a sacred art form, and the wrestlers that do it know that it is. So Cena pulling in this YouTuber saying he's better than you on his worst day made me go, man, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like that's the heat that Logan Paul put out of Cena because he's just aligning with Cena. Logan Paul is already annoying as it is. I hate Logan Paul on aspects of his wrestling skills and the whole thing of what was it? SNA, Saturday Night Main Event, right? Such a mouthful to say.
Yeah.
But after that match, I was like, dude, this dude can't carry anybody in the match. You know what I mean? Then we go, oh fuck, like what the fuck? Like you're a heel, but you can't carry a match, which made me kind of like tick down a little bit. And then going back to Cena, seeing Cena with Logan Paul and saying all those things on SmackDown made me go, damn, fuck you, Cena. Like really?
Basically glazing the guy.
Glazing the guy, which
No wonder
gets
Cody said his peacemaker.
yeah. So it made you go, man, fuck you, right? Why? Like you should be the opposite of that. You know what it takes to be a wrestler. Oh wait, now that you're Mr. Hollywood and you think no one's better than you, now you want to start, teaming with Logan Paul. So I think this is a true test of a true heel tag team versus a true babyface tag team. Now I do think Logan and Cena are going to win is because they want to build Cena as the guy that Cody cannot beat. You know what I mean? Like they did with Roman. Okay, I beat you at Money in the Bank. You're not, and I beat you at WrestleMania for your title. You're not going to beat me at SummerSlam. And that's the mental toll that Cena's going to do at Money in the Bank to make him even more imposing and more like Cody can't do it. Cody can't do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I think in the heel side of things, that's a great way to have him win is to make it more exciting for Cody versus Cena Part 2 at SummerSlam.
I love that. Counter argument. We need to
You're
move
wrong.
this merch. We need to get Jey Uso back on the number one. We got to erase the last time is now off the top 10 most sold. We got to get that Yeet merch up. Cody Rhodes just came back. We're gonna unleash another batch of merchandise that looks like we just invaded the White House, the Capitol building on January 6th with that American Nightmare logo. Look, we got to move this merch. So we're gonna move a storyline reasons. We're gonna go ahead and move that aside. We got to move this money. But yeah, you know what? I'm assessing the reasons I gave for like why I just assumed Cody and Uso were gonna win, Cody and Jay. So, and y'all's has so much more credibility, has so much more story logic to it that I'm turning over on your guys' side. Y'all have turned me. However, I am ready for the possibility that it's just gonna be, what I mentioned would be just what I just assumed would be the result, and what I would say is like the boring route is like, oh, you just gave, Cody just lost against Cena at WrestleMania.
The
The
one
50-50
apiece.
booking, yeah, the 50-50 booking logic that just kind of kicked in for me where it's like, yeah, we just got to get it to 1-on-1 and then SummerSlam will probably.
I mean, also too, they need to start realizing they need to build to war games. So whatever direction they need to take, this is the best possibility to do that, because you can have Team Cena with Logan Paul and Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Like you never know.
That just gave me the shivers just now.
That would be a crazy lineup.
Like-
One,
Seth
much as
Rollins dabbing up with Logan Paul just gave me the wrong kind of chills. But heel, like you mentioned,
yeah.
we're talking about heat. We're talking about people, genuine heat, not just like oh, you're
what's
the heel. We gotta boo you. But yeah,
what's the I think John Cena said it or some wrestler said it. I totally forgot who said it. But they said that any reaction is a good reaction. And I think a
Like
lot
that,
of people
Cena.
Cena, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any reaction is a good reaction. And I think Logan Paul does a really good way. He knows how to be that annoying asshole on television. He's like, oh, I'm better than you, and you know that. If y'all have never seen MJF work, and I'm not saying they're anywhere close, MJF is such a great wrestler and a masterclass heel. MJF is such go watch his stuff, but MJF knows how to make an audience mad and know that he's better than you while doing it. He's like,
Yep.
oh, you play video games? I used to do that too, but I'm not a virgin anymore like you guys are.
Hey, pass to that one guy. Great clip.
And you're like,
Beautiful.
man, fuck you. You know what I mean? I
And
still play
even
video games. Yeah,
and
like stuff
even
like that.
he's a heel like at Comic Cons and all. Like he'll like you're like, oh hey, and he's like, yeah, screw you. Like
Like
Yeah,
he told a
yeah.
kid, he told a kid in a wheelchair, he's like, you know what I can do and you can do? Stand up.
I
That's
love Miz. Or Miz, sorry, MJF.
MJF is
What is
such
it
a
Punk said? You're a less famous Miz.
yeah.
God, I love that feud so much. I want to watch that,
But like
feud again.
you need to bring that heat to your character work because like I said, it's so hard to be that guy. And don't get me wrong, I watching Jay and Logan Paul wrestle on Saturday Night Main Event was really hard because both those guys can't carry anything. And it's just super kick, messed up moonsault, not landing correctly, overshooting moves, stiff hits, stiff super kicks. Don't get me wrong, Jay is over with the crowd, but again, like I said, to me, Jay's okay. He's a transitional champion at some point. Like him, my brother loves him. I support him because my little brother loves him. But like I said, I think other wrestlers deserve that world title, like LA Knight and Chad Gable. Like Chad Gable, the world title will clean. Like I said, that's the way I stand on it. But I think Jay's cool. I think he's awesome. I think he deserved it. I just think his time's over now. That's just my opinion.
I mean, y'all know me. I literally got into wrestling because of Jay. So
Yeah.
it sucks to see the tide turn on him. So a sad yeet.
yeet.
No yeet.
I get that.
No
I will
yeet.
say one thing before we transition is I think it would be cool to see in his character, of course, if he was kind of like The Rock, just in terms of like whenever the refs are counting, like, hey, don't be doing like kind of having that like authoritative kind of
Like a mob boss type vibe.
yeah, like hey, like no, you're not gonna do this. Like no. Like I think that would have definitely helped his heel case, but like
Like
kind of like you said, it's cartoonish and it's just like really
if
like
Cena came in more like a mafia character, more like a big mob boss, because you know the Rock's the final boss. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like an old school gangster type wrestler. Him coming in suits, kind of doing like the whole Tony D'Angelo thing that
Yeah.
NXT is doing with him. But like stuff like that would have been cool for Cena, and that could have even been like a good way to bring up the D'Angelo family. Have Cena, do that, and have him be his mob and take out. Like it's cartoony,
Wow.
but it sounds a little more like, holy shit, that makes more sense. Like he's this whole different type of vicious person. Like you're fucking with my money. Like you spit in my face. This is my company. I ran it for this much year. Like this means everything to me. Get out of my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my Chesco reaction, I think he liked that.
Because no, sorry, just my face was the reason why my face was the way it was because I was thinking back to his first promo, when he turned heel, and that to me was just it's like a capsule in time of just like this to me is John Cena as a heel, someone who has
I'm breaking
dealt
up with you.
we're done.
We're
Okay,
done.
that part aside, that we're done. It's over. We're through. That part, we're gonna put that off to the side. But everything before that was just beautiful heel work. Turn the crowd on themselves, even where you're like, damn, like fuck, I suck.
Me?
Yeah. And I think having that, literally that segment of character, go into what you were saying, where yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, what it's gonna be if we do get something like that, where someone tells the ref, "Hey, you don't count when until I say to count." It's gonna be Travis Scott. It's gonna go, "We are outside, outside," and he comes in, slow walks in, and he goes,
Fiend.
"Hey, yeah." He just says "fiend," and then the ref stops counting.
You know what? I thought of something too. Maybe because I've been watching Sopranos and stuff like that lately. But like, Imagine
Great
Cena with
show.
that. Yeah, I know, great fucking show. Imagine Cena at one point with a D'Angelo family, whoever, and they kind of fuck over a match where Cody gets a win, or like Jimmy gets a win, or whoever the good guy is, and he looks at them and goes, "You lost. Cool. Just know that there is a price to pay for losing." He's like, "Give me your hand." Right? He takes out one of the wrestlers, kind of like how Wade Barrett was, or CM Punk was with the Nexus. You know what I mean?
Uh,
But he's like, "You lost, you're out." You know what I mean? Or you get punishment. Well, all the candlesticks to the back to like Husky Harris or Bray Wyatt at the time. Um, stuff like that would have made him a little more intimidating, a little more scary. Because yeah, it's like I said, I praised it how good it was because he took away and he wasn't changing something for the fans. But it would have been cool if he was able to change that character into like a mobster mafia thing. And I think Cena would have been a good fit, especially the way he is now. And I think that would have been cool to see if they
yeah.
went that route. But never know.
And you turn
Never
the
know.
whole hustle, loyalty, and respect on its head, where it's like hustle, but now you're having all you're playing the numbers game,
Mm-hmm.
loyalty, but you're telling me if I lose, I'm out of the group, and
Mm-hmm.
respect, he's no longer really respecting the game, respecting his peers, and I feel like there is so much there, so much potential, and as we kind of cross into the 6 month, the halfway point of this heel turn, no, not even. Damn, not even
Like 3 months at best.
yeah, 3 4 months.
Yeah.
Triple
They
H,
haven't.
let me write. Triple H, let me write for you. I'm pretty sure TKO and I like me, but shit, I'll give you good storylines.
I'll tell you what. I just can't wait for. I can't wait for the edits of of you, but you.
Hey, but like I said, wrestling fans are always gonna have an opinion. They're never gonna be happy for what they get.
But I
Um,
want a vision. I want what there was a quote by CM Punk on Ariel Hawani. He said, "I'd rather what is it? I'd rather choke on greatness, if you know what I mean." No, no, no.
Hey,
He
whoa,
said he said
whoa, 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 whoa.
I'd rather choke on greatness than starve on mediocrity. And I
no,
feel like
he,
right now we are in mediocre town. We are in mediocre city right now. It is just so forgettable, so boring. I'd rather we swing for the fences and miss.
and I think too. I just want to see where we're heading to WrestleMania 42 because they said they start planning this back in like August, and I kind of see what this. And we're going back to Vegas. It looks like it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was kind of upset because I wanted to go to WrestleMania in New Orleans because it's a little closer to Texas than Vegas. Um,
It would have been fun.
They've been super cool, but call it. I want to see what they're building on, and I think right now we have no clear cut vision of that at all. The only match that I feel like that's going to happen is going to be Roman versus Seth at Mania, the custody of Paul Heyman or Nikkei Shark. I think that's it's going to be,
Yeah.
and I think that's what their end goal is. Finally, have a Seth versus Roman match at Mania, which is something I think a lot of people wanted. So I think they get that out of the way, and I don't see direction for Cena. Maybe it's Punk at Mania. Maybe it's Cody again. Never know.
I
Maybe it's
mean,
Cody.
you're assuming he gets to Mania because,
Oh yeah, I forgot. It
um,
ends in December. My bad.
yeah, and
So
then
Come
the
on
last
now.
show is in Boston, so
Saturday
yeah.
night main event.
it does seem like that's gonna be, the last show. But
So
obviously, there's so
yes,
much time to figure out story reasons why he'll stay for.
I don't know why he's gonna do like at Mania, like the last bits of Mania, get another Rumble, get another Chamber, and then Mania be his like Super Bowl ending.
Yeah, no, yeah. I
Money.
was gonna say that Raw debut on Netflix. You want that, pop a number real quick. But yeah, no, I just with the Cena thing, or sorry, with Mania. I think I am also very excited to see what that card is looking like because there is so much potential. I wanted to mention this for the women's Money in the Bank. If we don't come away from women's Money in the Bank thinking, "Wow, the women's division is incredibly deep, so much to go," then God damn it, we
What
are
are we
really are
doing?
cooked. We are
Yep.
cooked
Look,
because
they need to start building for Evolution too. They need to start doing that fast because I think they're gonna do Becky versus Bailey for that IC title, and I do think they're gonna probably gonna do Ripley versus Vakir, or maybe Vakir versus EO.
Ah, ah.
Oh my God, relax.
yo, Yo,
Okay,
can
okay,
we
quack, quack.
please get the KNC podcast to Evolution?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Look, I think anybody that talks to me knows I love women wrestling. I think it's great. I think it's like
Yeah.
the best thing ever. From watching it, Bailey versus Sasha, which kind of got me more into women wrestling. Watching that Bailey versus Sasha match at NXT Takeover was great. If y'all ever seen it, please go watch it. Or I'll probably hold on for y'all so you can watch it at the same time with me. But they put on great matches, and Evolution. That first one was great because it had a good last women standing match between Becky and Charlotte.
Ooh.
So that's a great one to rewatch too. But I really hope they make this part 2 really great. It sucks that I got to work on that one on that day, but it'd be cool watching it later and watching how it goes down. But it's gonna be a great. I hope it's as great as they're planning it to be.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
For sure. So that's gonna do it for Money in the Bank. I'm very excited to be going. I've got my outfit all laid out 4 days in advance.
He's gonna
And
wear a Rey Mysterio mask with a thong. That's what his plan is.
Hey, yo, hold up.
I gotta
Right.
I was really hoping to have the grand reveal on next week's episode, but
Oh, yeah, my bad.
God damn it, Mr. CC.
Dang.
Look, Ray said
Another
Ray,
little hint towards the heel turn for you, Ray. Just gonna
Ray said, "Ooh."
Hold up. My thong?
he started I saw his hand started getting underneath the table there.
He was like, "Ooh."
Hold up.
So let's speed past this next segment so that way we can get to sharpshooter. NBA finals are coming up. It is very much I was saying in the chat, a new generation of hoops unless we get a miracle run from either KD, Braun, or Steph.
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, it's a new world order, bro. It's a new world order. We got the Pacers versus the Thunder. So real quick, who y'all got and why?
Give me the Pacers.
And
Like
how many games?
Are you going with your heart or your mind on this one? Because we obviously went over it in the last episode.
look, I'm probably going with my mind on this. Look, I wanna give me the Pacers. A lot of my buddies. Hold up.
I don't know. I
What
don't know
you?
if that was your mind speaking.
Hold up. No, just give me the Pacers. I have buddies that are OKC fans, and I'm gonna hear all that. But I do think this playoffs have come to show they're really the underdog in this series. A lot of people, of course, they're gonna go for OKC. They took out, I think it was Denver in 7 games. They just took out Anthony Edwards. Cool.
It's like, oh, Mr. Jarwick.
Yeah, but like the Pacers, they just took out the Knicks, who were the favorites coming into this series. Not to mention, kind of threw off their groove game 1 and got their head coach. They caused them to get their head coach fired today.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
the Pacers took out the Cavs, the
yep,
Bucks.
yep.
Like,
Great
So they're not,
path. Yeah.
yeah, they're not new to eliminating teams that are, right there, like the number 1 seed. I do think it's gonna be interesting, kind of seeing, Tyrese and Shea, going at it, two of the best guards right now in the game, you could argue. Um, I do think the Pacers have more of that depth that could compete with the OKC Thunder. I'm not gonna say, Pacers in 4 or whatever. I think really it goes to 7 games, which I wouldn't be mad at. And we
Love
kind of
that.
see that new generation of what the NBA is gonna look like once LeBron, Curry, KD, once they all retire. It's like, all right, let's see, are we gonna be in good hands, or are these guys gonna have to keep playing till like 90?
God no, I hope not.
Fuck, man. Damn, that just really put it all in perspective of like, yeah, we probably only got like 2, 3 more years of this,
Yep.
of this greatness, man. So, okay, so you got it sounds like Pacers in 7,
Pacers in 7.
eking it out. Mr. CC, who you got?
I want to say the Pacers. I really want to. I really want to say the Pacers, but I think the Thunder are a experienced, battle-tested team. I think once they got past the Denver Nuggets, because that's the best player in the league is Nikola Jokic. I think all of us can agree on that. That man knows how to
Yep.
make plays, just shoot. He knows when to show up when needed. And I think once the Thunder got past them, they said, "Yep, this is our moment to win this title this year." and we're battle tested. We beat the
Bronson
2023.
Reed? Bronson Reed,
What?
battle tested.
Okay. I do think that's the reason why I think they might win it.
Hey, Shay, you're gonna flop. Take these tsunamis. Let me see your facial expressions for. Let me see your neck snap backwards for that one.
I do think the Thunder win in 6 though. I think the Pacers still won the first game in OKC. I think the Pacers won another game in Indiana. I think they take game 4 and they tie the series
Mm,
up. But I do think OKC wins in 6. So
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I got I got R Truth winning. That would be yeah. I saw people saying like he should show up in AEW and just constantly be like just like wandering around the background and then like yeah he runs into Christian and Bobby Lashley and all the ex WWE guys and like where have y'all been? Where have you guys been?
that might good.
But him showing up in the NBA Finals, raising the Larry O'Brien, need that. Um I God, this hurts for me to say, but I
Don't you
am
dare
going
say
to
it.
be.
Don't you say it.
I got, yeah, I got the OKC Thunder. I am hoping for Game 7. Um, but Lord knows my heart is with the Pacers. I really want Pacers to get this one. I like Tyrese Halliburton. I like him as for having that face of the league conversation. I do like him being this would propel him in that would be he would be the front runner of the conversation if he gets this one, this being the first you know real sort of turning of the guard year. I feel we
I feel
had
like
that big we had the big ending with the Olympics this past year, like, oh, we're showing all the love to the big three of the past generation. Let's see who looking forward, and I think Tyrese Halliburton would be pretty cool.
I was just looking, at the Pacers regular season. They've only faced each other once. OKC won by 6.
So
So,
OKC in 6.
wait,
nah,
wait,
nah,
wait,
nah.
wait, 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 wait. They've only played each other once.
In the regular season, yeah,
Oh, I guess the other game got canceled then, probably, possibly,
I
because
think so.
they're supposed
Usually
to
it's
play
like
each other.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah, East and West play each other twice. That's wild. So probably another game got canceled then.
Probably. But maybe I looked at it wrong, but they've only played each other one time
But
from
I
what I've
mean,
seen.
even then, the Pacers put they're a rule they have a dog. They have dog in
Yeah.
them with DAWG, and that's the way I put it. They're a scrappy team. They can play no matter who they play against. I mean, Tyrese can go when he wants to. He's the first. He's a pass first point guard, which I love to see. Who shoot later. He sets up his other players. I like Miles Turner in the Pacers. He's from Texas. Um, love Miles Turner. I've always wanted him to win a ring. I've always wanted him to come to San Antonio. But if he wins it in Indiana, I wouldn't be mad. I like Tyrese Halliburton from always being told he's overrated. Shut everybody up. That'd be cool to see. I don't want the Thunder to win. It's a whole Texas versus Oklahoma thing. I hate saying
Yeah.
them. I hate saying them. I do not like them winning. Ray knows the battle that we've had with OKC with the
Oh
Russ,
yeah.
KD, James.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
They knocked us out when they blew that 3-1 lead to the Warriors. They could have ended the Warriors right there, but they couldn't. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Later that year caused the NBA to go in turmoil.
Yeah. So we blame KD for that. So we still have beef with KD for that reason. We almost, like I said, we've had our battles with OKC, so we don't like OKC, but I hate saying it. But I hope the Pacers win. So, but
Yeah.
I never know.
On the note, last couple of notes on the series, just since we're talking about connections, um, Tyrese Halliburton, obviously he was in that 2020 draft, where we had the second pick, and we didn't get, obviously we didn't pick Halliburton. We ended
Didn't
up
Chuck
going
get
with
James Wiseman?
Big Jim. We got
Oh,
James Wiseman, yeah,
If
and
it
then
if it helps you feel better, we were before the Kings that got him. We drafted Devin Vassell. The Kings took Halliburton the next.
I mean, I would take Vassell. I would take Vassell, but James Wiseman is literally a TikToker, YouTube vlogger right now. Like
yeah.
he has more subscribers than me doing like motivational stuff. So I mean, yeah.
Hey, he might get a
He-
ring because I think he's with the Pacers.
Well, he already has a ring with the Warriors. He was in that 2022 team. So
Yeah, he
Oh
didn't need it.
yeah.
technically, and then Miles Turner, he is. I don't know if you guys have this one as a Spurs team on the Spurs, but me and my brother, we always joke around. We have these players who are like in alternate universes, they were the Warriors because we're constantly in talks to get them or, trying to trade for him. Miles
Yep.
Turner is one of those players who just every year, OG Anunoby is another one before he got traded to the Knicks.
They see Tianis
Yeah, Spur,
Oh,
maybe.
Giannis to the Spurs.
and to
Yeah,
Um,
the
that would be
Warriors.
crazy.
That's why I've been
look,
seeing a lot too.
we almost
Both?
got
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler probably at one point.
Oh, true. Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Jimmy.
So
Steph Curry.
Yeah,
fuck
I
off,
remember.
Ray.
I,
He
no,
don't he
I
don't shit, dog. He keeps
we
denying
remember
his.
that. We remember that because Steph Curry was like, we don't know if he's gonna extend, be a Warrior for life. I think it was like a year ago too.
And
They
then
were like, oh,
Forever
still there.
warrior. Forever warrior,
LeBron,
huh?
when he was, I think, ending his time with the Heat, they're like,
Yeah.
where can he go? San Antonio was the name popping up. Paul
That would
George was another name.
that
Oh
would be
yeah.
crazy if you're saying after he lost to the Spurs in the 2014 finals.
Yep. Yeah, that was a
That
big
they
I
thing
would.
too.
think like maybe a year or two
Wow.
after that, like when he was a free agent before he went to LA, or was it during the Cavs? Probably
No,
during the
yeah.
Cavs.
When he left the Cleveland Cavaliers, people said San Antonio because of Kawhi and LaMarcus,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh,
Uh,
he might come, he might, be over here, and it never happened. But I remember telling my dad, I was like, you'll be a LeBron fan if he comes to the Spurs, wouldn't you?
God, man, LeBron on the Lakers was to me like a bottom five thing I've ever witnessed. I hated that. As I'm a Curry guy, obviously I'm a Warriors Bay Area native guy. Also, I'm a Kobe guy. That's actually Kobe who is what really got me into the NBA. So him going on the Lakers really fucked everything up, as I'm sure a lot of Lakers fans, where it's like,
Have you
mm,
ever have you ever seen that episode of Game of Zones where they make fun of the parody of Game of Thrones, but it's NBA?
mm.
So there's a part where the fans are like, Laker fans, and LeBron just gets there,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
No,
he's
that's
like,
not.
"I'm your king." He's like, "No, you're not. You're not clutch like Kobe." Like there's like
Mm.
Kobe supporters that are making fun of LeBron. He's like six. He's like 1-6 in the finals, bitch. To LeBron, to the fan. I was like, I was losing my
Yeah.
shit.
I hated it. I hated it. And then also it meant getting seeing LeBron four times in the during the regular season, which just stresses me out. It just stresses me out. So, anyways, that's our picks for the NBA Finals. We'll see how it goes. First game is on Thursday, so the
Tomorrow.
day after recording this.
Yep.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how it goes, man. I'm just honestly, I was gonna say I'm just rooting for a good series. Now I'm rooting for a Pacers sweep. So we'll see how that goes, man. See how that goes. Sharpshooter segment, y'all. Sharpshooter segment. Just as a little insider baseball, we have said that we are going to try to cut these episodes down to like an hour and a half. We have yet to do
We
that since we
We're
had that
working out the
conversation.
stuff here. We're working out the stuff on how to do that.
But it's
we're
just been a crazy couple weeks, man. It's just been crazy. It's been, how can you
look
not?
look. We blame Ray. Okay,
Me?
when it was me and Chesco,
Oh
when it was me and Chesco, it was under 2 hours, right, Ches?
no, it was like 3 hours.
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no recollection of that.
You guys did the gorilla one, right?
No, we didn't.
The
I don't know what you're
champ
talking about.
says, whatever the champ says, the champ does.
Let's see. 100
Thank you,
men
Iceman.
versus
Thank you.
gorilla solved. 2 hours and 53 minutes 25 seconds.
Exactly under the 3 hour mark. So you're
We,
proving
we,
my point.
Look. Here's been the ones where I've been here. Look. Let me tell you, this is the ones that I've been here for.
I don't want to hear it.
Last,
It's not a,
last week,
I don't want
last
to
week,
hear it. Blah, blah,
2 hours
blah,
and
blah,
two
blah.
minutes. The one before that, two hours and a minute. An hour 30. The longest one we've done is 3 hours. Just saying.
He's lying to himself. You hear that, people?
You know what it was? Because you left, so we recorded two episodes and
Yep. Put
spliced
them
them
together.
together. Yeah. Look, Ray, you're over here instigating. I want to hear a question right now. I want.
He's stalling because you have a question.
Look. I mean, you re-spoiled it for you gave me the question already.
I was gonna say I didn't spoil it. I handed it to you.
I gave it to you on a silver platter.
All right, we're gonna start off with what's y'all's favorite R Truth moment?
Chaz, you want to take this one or you want me to go first?
I can go first. Yeah. I the moment that just always that cracked me up the most upon first seeing it, that still cracks me up to this day is I think it was Street Profits versus the Usos. And R Truth comes out and he's like, "Oh, guys, like I got special certification to ref." And they pull out they pull the paper from him. They're looking at it and they're like, "Shit, like, damn. I think someone rips it, or I don't know if I'm misremembering it." And he goes like, "Look, y'all." He takes off his shirt. He shows off the ref shirt and he goes, "Look, I've been practicing, guys. Look, check this out." He slides 1, 2, 3. He runs through the whole thing and he's like, "Yo, check this out." He does the countdown. 1, you got to get in the ring, y'all. 2, come on, you got to get in. 3, y'all got to do something. Like, I don't know, just the way he's so committed to the bit. That to me is like the to me the definitive R Truth segment. Like, me trying to explain it right now, I had such a blast. Just me trying to reenact it because he like was so committed to the bit. I think that's what wrestling is. That entertainment aspect to me is like how willing you are to commit to the bit. And our truth, man, I love that segment. What do you got? What you got, Mr. CC?
I mean, I love all his stuff, but when he first came back, I remember he was rapping. But one of my favorite things is the Little Jimmy segments. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yep.
And he's all talking to Little Jimmy. He's yelling at him. He's like, and he looks all crazy with his bug eyes. And he's talking. It's great stuff. But I also like the stuff recently that he did with the Judgment Day. Just anything he did. He's like, come on, DP, you and me. He's like, I see you in your eyes, man.
I see it in your eyes.
I see it. And Damian Priest is trying to hold back so much laughter and all that.
And
So it's pretty
he's
close.
like, there's one, and he's like, man, you're like a big bird to me. And Priest is like, aren't you like 50?
Yeah, I was like, or the Tom Nick Mysterio. He's like, I'm gonna find.
Nick.
He's like, I'm gonna find them.
Or as we say in the Judgment Day, live, laugh, love.
I love, yeah. Or that after Mania, when they're all holding the titles up, Damian and Rhea, and then Truth comes in from the back with his Raw title. He's like, "No, we're done with this." Like that annoying little brother that you don't want. Shit made me laugh.
Which is funny because he's older. He's probably like double one of their ages. Also, JD McDonough versus R Truth table match. Who gets into
Gets Judgment
who
Day?
stays in the Judgment Day and who gets kicked out? And then they actually had to clarify to JD like, no, you're not getting kicked out of the Judgment Day.
He's like, am I out? And I think another cool moment too. We talked about his funny moments, but when he turned heel against John Morrison and he smoked a cigarette and threw beer on John Morrison was a cool ass moment.
You sent me that. The whole, when he gets the pack and just starts. That's
like you start seeing his little. When he was that crazy R Truth character, that was really cool to see it because he had that work in TNA, which WWE never really saw. But when they finally turned him heel and he joined the Miz and he beat the shit out of John Cena for a long time, like that's not his first time facing Cena. He's fought Cena for the belt before.
Yep.
Like it was cool to see, and it's ironic that Cena had that red ensemble back in the day like he does now. But, it's cool seeing R Truth get that moment to actually be looked at as a star and fight for that world title at one point. So, yeah, it's gonna be crazy not seeing that dude on WWE TV. Like Vince McMahon always said, if anybody's going to have a job in the business, it can be R Truth. And I don't want to speak in the devil's name, but exactly. I think of the CM Punk thing. Come on, if you're the chosen one, say his name. Say his name! Yeah.
Who chose you?
Who chose you, huh?
Hey, all I gotta say is apologize to.
Did he just crash out?
I hope not. That's just me and Ray. I don't know.
Bro said apologize too.
For who? And boom. He probably just cut himself off. He said, "Oh fuck."
I don't know what just happened, y'all. My bad, y'all. My bad.
That's on me. That's on me.
That's on me.
That's my bad. That's all my bad. Speaking of Archer, that's my bad. Oh wait. One more. The one with Truth is in the Money in the Bank match, and that championship qualifying match. And then Truth is like, "Oh, that's on me, y'all. I forgot I'm not in it." Kane's like, you're not in the match. Oh, my bad.
That's on me.
That's on me.
I think mine, of course, recently was when he went to the Women's Royal Rumble. I think because there was always like, oh, he might do that. I'm like, no, I don't think he will. And then like you see Valhalla come out, and then you just hear his theme song. He's looking at her like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah,
that one was good. Really, anytime like where he's like, sorry, that's on me. That's all like Tim just saying that.
Brock
Uh,
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar when
Big.
big, man.
You're
You
going
will-
over that top rope.
Paul Heyman.
This the zoom in on Paul.
Truth. I'm not. Paul Heyman's like, I'm not in the match.
What? And then he was like suplex something, and Paul Heyman's like, it's suplex city.
Oh, Sioux Falls City.
There you go. Yeah.
Yo, 24/7, 7-Eleven, undisputed. I love it.
Man.
Truth, man.
We're gonna miss you, Truth.
I'm just laughing to keep from crying, man.
Well,
We're
the
gonna
one,
miss Truth.
look, also, I want to give some shout out to Carlito. I'm gonna miss his PS5 little games in the back of the Judgment Day
He
clubhouse.
took the PS5 with him.
He said,
took
"Fuck y'all."
PlayStation.
Or the whole dominant and live stuff.
Dude,
early.
he's like, that's cool. And then Priest is like, hits him.
He's like, what? He's like, weapon.
You know,
Oh,
okay,
man.
real quick. Favorite Carlito moments. Him going when Dominic and Liv are kind of getting comfy on the couch. I think Liv was like stretching Dominic, I think, and he was like, oh, that's cool. And obviously
That's cool.
there's like the meme that everyone has used of when Tom and Nick was showing him the picture that Liv sent him, and he's
Oh
like,
yeah. He's like, oh yeah, that's the one I was thinking of too.
that's a great face. He's got a great face.
Oh, the whole Raquel stuff too. He's all in love with her, and she's like, get away from me.
The one recently where he was like, we go on a date, but you're gonna have to pay. I'll pay you back though.
Yeah, you know, Raquel should have done it like, damn, where's Carlito? I was gonna ask him out on a date. Would have been such a great way to end it.
Yeah.
Like, I liked him. Like, they should have had Raquel just say it.
Stupid TKO.
Fuck, that just you saying that fucking pissed me off again. Like I was, damn it.
Carlito could have had it.
I think my like Carlito moment was probably, man, I just had it where they're like talking about. I think when he was LWO, he's like Santos Escobar, like that.
Santos Escobar.
It was Santos Escobar, like just that moment right there. I was like, dude.
It put a smile on my face seeing that video pop back up where it was like, guys, I know
Who
who's
did it?
responsible for
Santos
both R
Escobar.
Truth and Carlito being gone.
Oh man, we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all, if y'all have free time, you come on the podcast. Just saying Carlito and R Truth. Just saying when you have a good opportunity.
Plug.
We would love to just give you your flowers for just glaze you for 2 hours.
Hey,
Chelsea,
whoa. Glaze.
Oh shit! Damn, I don't know if that's PG, but shit, I don't care. They deserve it.
We polishing peacemakers now? Is that what we're doing?
You damn right we are.
That's on the Patreon. That's on the KNC OnlyFans. That episode. That's gonna be the hard launch. That's
And
the
by the
launch
way,
for.
Look, our last sending moment from R Truth is, I don't know if y'all saw it, but him launching his OnlyFans, thinking it's Twitter.
Yeah.
I saw someone, I don't know if this is true, but someone in the comments said like it's just pictures of him with fans. Like it's not like only fans. Like it's only just him with like here's Bobby from New Jersey who really enjoyed me. Like no, like
man.
also one last little Carlito moment. I got to catch some clips of this. His stuff with Ric Flair was really like not necessarily funny, but just like very captivating to see, you know, like cool.
Yeah, a great match to watch is Jeff Hardy versus Carlito for the IC title on Monday Night Raw. Now it's a great match to watch for Carlito. Carlito was such a badass back in the prime day of the Ruthless Aggression era, so definitely go check that match out. It was great. It's a great match.
Yeah, we'll do. All right, Mr. The inaugural Universal reigning defending KNC champ. I want to give you the choice. Do you want to go next or do you want to close the show with your question?
We'll close the show with our question because I feel like it's a good wrap up.
Okay. So with me,
I'm out of here.
I'm sorry, I don't remember a bum being the
Chesco, go on now, Chesco. Ask your question.
So with
He's so salty.
We're on 3 hours here, Chesco. Come on.
I'll make it 4 if I have to. Mr. CC. Wait, no, I didn't want to keep on to my question.
Are you asking me personally?
I just wanted to say your name again. Sorry. Obviously me going to Money in the Bank. It's my first. I've only gone to a house show, but it was one of the funnest experiences of my life. Um, and going to this PLE, Money in the Bank. I'm super excited. So I wanted to bring up the question of, you guys have gone to shows before in person, whether it be WWE, other promotions. I want to ask you guys, what is your guys' favorite aspect of going to a live show?
Oof.
I'm gonna go first because Ray, this might get
Yeah.
answer. I just think the atmosphere and the aura of a wrestling show is great. My first ever pay per view that I mean wrestling event I've ever been to was the WWE draft, which back in the old days it meant something. The wrestler was on a certain brand and stuff like that. So that was always cool. And when Vince McMahon was giving out free money to fans in the audience, just kind of
Oh,
yeah, and the
yeah.
whole sign fell on him. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah, yeah,
We were
yeah.
seeing it. So that was here in San Antonio, and that was my first ever show. I saw, we call it Miz get drafted to Raw, turn on John Morrison and stuff like that. But the atmosphere and the aura of people that hated John Cena, I always, my favorite thing is I always sit in front of people that hate John Cena. I always hear it. They hate the way he wrestles, the way he talks. Every show I've ever been to, it's never left. Even though I was gone I haven't been to a wrestling show in like God knows when. My first one back was probably Monday Night Raw in Dallas, Texas. In 2023 was my first time going back to a wrestling show. Mind you, the last time I went, I think it was like 2011 when the Nexus was a thing.
Damn.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So even then, like going to SNA Saturday Night Main Event, watching John Cena, just people chanting "Cena sucks." He's not even on the show. It was crazy hearing it on what my section was, and I always just sit behind people that hate John Cena. So I think that's my favorite part is hearing the different reactions that wrestlers get throughout the show, and seeing people have different tastes than what I do, and then actually listening to them and be like, "Oh, you like Jacob Fatu too? Okay, cool, me too." And hearing
Mm.
that reaction, you're like, "Oh, I bet you're not that bad, but fuck you still." Stuff like that.
On that same note, I remember for the house show I went to, I got to see Gable versus Gunther. This was during the IC title reign, and someone goes, "Hey, Gunther, Austria sucks," and then someone walk like next to him, or he was wearing an AEW shirt, which was fun, and he goes, he kind of just says, "No, hey, you know what? Austria is a beautiful country, but that guy he sucks. Yeah, fuck Gunther." I was like, "Ah, that was a cute little like that was like a wrestling fan moment or a wrestling crowd moment that I wanted to witness." So yeah, very
Dang.
excited for that for Money in the Bank.
And
There's gonna be so
pe-
many more people.
people don't understand the importance of wrestling shows once you go live. Yeah, you don't hear the commentary. People complain about that all the time.
Yeah.
But like, it's cool feeling the atmosphere and hearing those fireworks go off. And here we talk about it last time how we hate them, but it's cool like seeing it live and having that reaction with fans because some of them are cool and some of them are assholes. But it's
Yeah.
cool having that experience.
Yeah, you may not have the commentary of Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, but you will have someone doing some couch commentary over next to you.
And,
But yeah.
and those guys are better than Pat McAfee, by the way. The fans are better than McAfee.
Oh my God. Oh, the way I'm about to Oh man. All right, Ray. What is your some of your favorite aspects about going to a live show?
I think I might copy Ephraim because I think for me, like I've always had kind of like the opposite. Like sometimes the people kind of ruin it. Like sometimes
Mm.
we'll be cheering for somebody that let's say, is the heel and the people are looking at us like, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, one, I paid good money to be here. Two, I'm gonna cheer for whoever I'm gonna like. And then of course you got like the drunken idiots or like the ones that are like they look at you for cheering and you're like, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, it's a wrestling show. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and be quiet and watch them fight and oh, jolly good show. Like, no, like, dude, I want to have fun. So hearing your guys like, oh yeah, we this happened once. I'm like, dude, it's like super, super rare if that's for me. Um, I
So,
guess
keyword is not to sit next to you in a show.
no. Sit next to me. Sit next to me. But I think another thing I'd probably add is just kind of seeing how, the fans they'll go out like really like I've seen one where this guy like came out like Roman. He had the same hairstyle, the
Hmm.
shirt, the hula fala,
The
the
cosplay
title.
stuff.
Yeah, like seeing that stuff, I'm like, dude, that's freaking awesome. So just like them cosplaying as the wrestlers, or even seeing like the little kids go up to them and like think it's them. I'm like, okay, like that's pretty cool.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, my first ever show that I went to was that one, and I saw like a giant guy dressed as Kane, the big red monster
Hmm.
version, with that long hair. Dude, I was
Yeah.
so fucking petrified I went next to that fucking dude.
Dude,
So,
that's such a great experience to have as a kid. Oh, that's great.
it's
You
fucking
know,
petrifying. Petrified, man.
a couple of things I'll add. The like the one thing I remember taking away like all the way, it was very it has added a lot to my wrestling, how I consume wrestling is like just something as simple as being there to listen to like all the thuds and the
Oh yeah.
crashes and
Yep.
to witness to listen to a real
A
life
chop.
chop.
Oof.
Yeah.
And to go
It,
woo, I didn't I so again like I was very early on in my wrestling fandom. I was like, shit, what are they saying? Oh, it's a Ric Flair woo. Oh, obviously, because like that clicked for me and the live event. And I was like, yeah, man, okay, cool, great. And it just kind of adds like it makes it tangible for you. Like I feel like if I were to get anyone into wrestling, it would be like, let's go to a live show, even if it's just like an independent promotion, which I'm still trying to find a good independent promotion out here in LA, which I'm sure there are. Yeah, I just you go to a live show, listen to the thuds, the smashes, witness someone go over the top rope and
Yep.
and jump off of it. Like
it
it's
also
fun.
shows too that wrestling is not as fake as everyone wants to make it out to be. It's a real thing that these wrestlers do to their bodies every day. It's not no mat, no rubber, no padding. It's just a little piece of foam, a thin ass layer of foam, really super thin, and wood. That's a ring. And once you hear a bump or you take a bump, it's a different feeling.
Yeah,
Like a chop is different. Once you hear it live, you're like, holy fuck, that's loud as shit. If it echoes through
yeah,
a whole arena, you're like, holy crap. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's a real eye opener. If you've never been to a wrestling show, definitely go check it out.
yeah. And then one more thing is, oh, you just have to be there for a when it's a fan favorite, you got to hear that pop when the entrance music comes on. Because the house show I came on, I got to see it was Cody versus Damian Priest in a street fight, and so obviously got to woe it up. And then it was and Jey Uso came out, so everyone got to yeeting, and then I got to see LA Knight versus somebody. And obviously, LA. This was during like LA Knight's the,
Peak.
the the
Like,
peak of his heat.
yeah.
And so that was really great. And then Seth Rollins closed the show with The Miz, and that was, I got to owe it up. So yeah, you got to be there to witness like that little second. It's that little second right before the music hits, where you're like, especially if it's like a multi-man match, you're like, oh, who's coming up next? It's gonna
You
be.
can feel it. You can feel the aura too when the wrestler comes out. Everyone brings their phone out. They're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Oh man, what I would give to be there for the Cody's 38 return. That was done so perfectly.
No, I know.
Um yeah. So that'll wrap it up for my question. Mr. CC, what you got?
All right, I'm gonna give you a burn teaser, or like a brain to deep dig into your brain of the wrestling you guys watched so far. Because I hope you guys are doing your homework, watching some old school wrestling and some old throwbacks. What is one wrestler that should have been a world champion in the business? If it was the world title, WCW world title, WWE champion, Intercontinental champion, someone that you felt deserved to be a champion of their popularity and the time frame. Like I can go first if y'all want me to give
Yeah,
you my
I gotta
answer.
think on this one.
So in his prime day, I was a big John Morrison fan. I felt
Hmm.
like John Morrison should have won the world heavyweight title at one point because I've never felt like he should have been the WWE champion because that was Miz era. I wouldn't mind if he won it, but I feel like John Morrison would have been cool wearing the world title around his waist for a little bit, carrying SmackDown because SmackDown at the time was such a opposite brand of that title. I think it was Jericho, Mysterio, Undertaker, Edge. I think John Morrison would have been that fifth guy to have been the main guy on SmackDown. I think he had the people liked him. He had the athleticism, blah 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 blah. He had the whole package. I I think John Morrison should have won the title at that time. World title would look so bad on him. I love the world belt. To give you a big, all my favorite wrestlers should hold the world title. So John Morrison was one of them. I feel like he should have won it. So he would have been a good face for this SmackDown brand with that world title. New feuds, a great take on, fresh take on the character on SmackDown.
I dig that. Okay.
Okay.
Ray, you got one?
No.
I have a name that I like I think has never won the title, which I was like I would just like to see it. But okay,
I'll let you go.
so as far as I know, I don't think Goldust has ever won the title, right?
Not that I know of. No, I know you want
Like tag
what?
teams, I'm sure, but
Yeah,
solo world. As I say it, I'm like, hell no. It's definitely never happened before. The build, the moments afterwards, the show after he wins. I would love to see what a Gold Dust title reign looks like. So yeah, that's just me. I think
what belt would you want him to win though?
oh, I want the big one.
You want
I
Oh,
want
the
him to
big
be the
one.
face of the franchise for a
the
little for
the Wing Eagle title?
Winged Eagle. Oh yeah. Oh, you're saying like which era?
Yeah, which era?
Yeah. Um I do, yeah, I think the Winged Eagle, I can't imagine. I don't know exactly who I would have him take it from.
That's what I was thinking about too. I was like, maybe he could beat like Jericho at some point and like a roll up pin on like a random pay per view, and then have him lose it the next night to Jericho back.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. I mean that would be really fun to see, especially like just because knowing that like the workers already knowing that it's just like a 1 day quick reign, just that celebration
And
on
have him
the Raw after whatever PLE it is, and he's just going crazy, he's blowing like crazy like kisses and sparkles and glitter all over, and then that
he
same
lose,
night just gets
he gets a rolled up pin. But he's doing his little thing.
yeah, that's who I would have for sure.
Honestly, too, going back to mine, I would have Rey Mysterio lose it to John Morrison because I think Rey losing it to John would be like those two always put on good matches for the IC title.
You just hate Ray, bro. Just come out and say you hate
Hey,
Ray.
I don't hate Rey
Ephraim versus the
Mysterio.
Rayverse.
I'm just saying, Rey Mysterio when he was the world champion, it was cool, but they set up with Kane versus Kane. I think Kane lost it to Rey lost it to Kane because Kane won the Money in the Bank and Kane cashed in on him. Then they set up the whole Undertaker and Kane feud for the 400th time. So, like, I wanted to see Morrison hold that belt during that time because he was very over on SmackDown. Have him face Dolph Ziggler, give some love to the smaller guys on the roster. That's what I'm saying here.
Sure, bro. Keep telling
Yeah.
yourself that.
So, breaking news: Ephraim wants Ray to lose.
Yeah, seems like it.
Ray, you got somebody?
The Raper sucks.
So no, we don't suck.
Even
You
though I
suck.
like Ray Phoenix, but I digress.
We'll let you get a pass on that one. It may take a couple of days to get confirmed. Just because I looked up some wrestlers right now that haven't won.
Cheating.
One that popped up that I'm actually kind of surprised hasn't, just because the history is Rikishi. I'm actually surprised he hasn't won a world title before, right? Our historian.
I don't believe so. Oh, historian?
No,
No,
he
I
hasn't.
don't know.
Okay, well then,
well, I don't think so. As if I put my reading glasses on, I don't think so.
I
Because I was
just
thinking of the hate of the Rayverse. I was like, I barely like Jay. His name rhymes with Ray, so I was like, oh shit.
That's how much the hate stretches. It's like even
Yeah.
if it's close in any way.
No, I think Rikishi would have been nice. Of course, we know the history, the bloodline, right? And just kind of seeing how, his moves. I think he would have, had like a little dance with it too. I would say he was over with the crowd just based on like the, you know, Simone. Like we've seen
A
him.
stink face for the title.
Yeah, like
That would just be the funniest sight for me.
yeah,
It's
like
like
it just why not? Just have fun. So probably Rikishi. Now I'm not saying be like Roman Reigns and hold it for like 5 years or whatever. Just like have him win it, lose it 3 months after, I think it would have been nice to see.
You know, it's funny too because like I'm not trying to like say anything bad about you guys' answers, but I'm laughing because I'm like okay, they're gonna pick some big hitters, some big stars. I'm like Godas and Rikishi. I'm like okay, okay,
You're ready
okay.
to get blown away. And
I
you
was
know
like,
what? You know what? I got an answer. I got a sleeper answer for you. One guy who I think should win a title, John Cena. It's just tough seeing. I don't think I've ever
oh,
really seen that guy ever really
I,
win.
I
So
I think
I'm,
he said something about ruthless aggression, and I was like, you know what? You're
you
on to
mean?
something.
I mean, 20 years in the business and never won a belt. 25 years in the business, never won anything. It's kind of
it's
sad.
Word
sad. It's
life.
sad.
And
Word
he's
life.
such the biggest most over wrestler for the last
I
amount of
know.
years. And they even turned him heel, and he still lost to Cody.
You know what? Honestly, I think a big name is The Undertaker. I think it would have been nice to have him win, Just he lost it after Mania, man. He had this big streak, and for what? He never won a title.
Yeah.
20
Yeah.
something matches and never had a title. So,
I'm gonna throw a wild card out here, and I'm not trying to be on you guys the same page here. I'm trying to be a little back to our point at hand. A good wrestler, I think that should have won the belt. I think he's no longer with the company. If I'm trying to think of, um, fuck, I can't think of the name. Is Christian? I know Christian won the world title, but I feel like he should have been the WWE champion at some point. That would have been cool for Christian to get it. If you watch Christian's work on when he was in, he's also won the ECW title, but we're not counting that one. That one sucked when he won that belt. But that would have been cool seeing Christian win it. Really cool.
I've seen his some of his work in AEW. The fact that he's this good today means that like that doesn't just like develop overnight. Like that means that he had talent. And I don't know. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. And I just always see that. I always laugh at that clip. I'm going to sue the WWE. Whenever I see that clip pop up, I always laugh. So okay,
or the
yeah,
one where it's like Triple H, no
no
confidence.
confidence.
And
Great,
I mean,
great
if we
stuff.
want to contradict, we could put like wrestlers that we never wanted to win the title, which would be Alberto Del Rio. I hated him as a champ. I
Yeah,
found
people
him
would say that one a lot. Yeah.
him and Jack Swagger were two boring wrestlers that won the world title. And that era was really bad to watch because they were both boring to watch as wrestlers. And
Yeah.
Del Rio just kept saying fiddle every match. Fiddle, fiddle to Rey Mysterio every time they fought. Punk, Cena, it was really bad.
What were your thoughts on the Jinder Mahal era?
Um, I remember watching it live. It was shocking. It was really crazy watching that live.
Because it was like on Randy Orton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Orton, and I was like, okay, Orton's gonna win it, and he hits what is it, the Maharaja? Is that his move?
I think so.
And it was like a lock into like a neck slam or whatever it was. He won. I was like, holy shit! Jinder Mahal won the title, and it was okay reign. It was cool giving it to him. It was different. SmackDown wanted it to be different during that time, but it was all right. When he lost it to AJ, I mean AJ didn't give it much effort on that belt either. He didn't give him really good reigns. Besides, I'll take that back. He had a good reign with some rivalry with Samoa Joe, Nakamura. When he lost to Daniel Bryan and Daniel Bryan turned heel, that was kind of like, oh shit, Daniel Bryan's a heel now. And that's when he came up with the word fickle and he became the whole eco champion, which I thought was great work from Daniel Bryan
Yeah.
as a heel.
Yeah.
And I
Daniel
can
Bryan, man.
I can go on through my own history of SmackDown. I love SmackDown.
Well, we're gonna have to wait for another episode because this one's reaching like 4 hours. So you're
What
gonna
time
have
is it
to
right now?
wait.
I'm gonna
Not
add a
even
couple
20.
more minutes. I was watching a video about AJ Styles. You know what? We are coming up on 4 hours. So I'm
Man,
gonna make
fuck the
sure we get
Ravens.
there. So I'm gonna make sure we get there. I was watching a video on AJ Styles' WrestleMania resume, and it boggles my mind how someone that good has such
A
a
weird match history.
very weird. Like the fact that his best one, I'd say most agreed upon best one is the Shane McMahon one.
The
Um,
the one with Chris Jericho had a good build to it. It was like Y2 AJ, which I remember because AJ just came in. That was a great build for that Mania match at 32.
I think it was just the fact that that AJ lost that one. I think this left a
Yeah,
lot of a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth.
yeah.
Um, I mean, Knight. Well, no, it was I mean, no, it wasn't. I'm not talking about Knight. Edge and Roman. That was a fun one. But yeah,
Because wait,
it's
I want to go through it so y'all know who I'm talking about. I mean,
hey
this may be
Ray,
like
4 hours. Here we come. Ray, look at
I
Ray.
got
I
work in the
This is
morning,
why.
man.
This is why he'll never be champion. You're not
know
dedicated. You don't
he
love this
can't
game.
he can't put the extra hour. He's always telling me,
Yeah,
Hey, first one in, last one out.
Okay, look,
he ain't the
32.
last one out. He's the first one to leave.
Me?
Yes,
I'm here
you.
before you.
No. You're always
So
like,
what?
all right, guys, I gotta
I
go. I
will.
got work.
No bias. No bias. No bias. I went to grab something. I did take a look before I let everyone in. Ephraim's name was first. And then I went to go get some water. I came back, both of y'all were in. I'm like, all right, let me let the boys in. So first one in.
Look, I was fixing up my room and stuff. Typically, I'm here first.
Wait, what do you say? Sure, buddy, sure.
All righty.
But
Get
anyways, 32 was AJ. I mean, Chris Jericho. 33 was Shane. 34 was Nakamura, I believe.
And then Nakamura stuff was
Yeah, the whole low
no bueno.
blow. Yeah.
Yeah.
35 was Randy Orton, I believe. I believe it was Randy Orton. Yeah, Randy Orton. 36, I believe it was The Undertaker.
And that was a
his
COVID year.
retirement. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a cinematic match, the
the
graveyard
Boneyard.
match.
But yeah,
Yep.
I think 37 he was hurt, I believe. So I don't think he was there because I know he missed one Mania and it was 37, I believe.
Who do you fight at 38?
Oh no, 37 was a tag team match against the New Day.
That's what
Okay,
it was with
with
the
almost,
goat
yeah. And
with
then
yeah.
38, it was against Edge, the Judgment Day, and it was just Damian and Edge.
Oh
39,
yeah.
39 was when he was hurt, I believe. 39 is the one he was hurt at, if I believe so.
Yep.
Yeah, 40 was LA Knight, and then 41, who did he fight? Oh, Logan Paul, of course. So,
Ooh, yeah, that Logan Paul match, I was like, yeah, AJ
so I would
looking
say the best one
rough.
was the Shane, the Randy, and then I guess Taker for his top 3 WrestleMania matches.
Yeah, Taker one was great. Yeah, you'd think AJ Styles, yeah, really interesting. It would be really nice to see what he would look like when he was in his prime. But yeah, since Ray wants to get on his way out, why don't you wrap it up, man? Huh? Why
All right.
you
All
introduce us? Why
righty.
don't you wrap it up? Let me see
All
this.
right. That's been another episode of Kayfabe and Chill. Ephraim, fake champion.
I thought it was Kayfabe and Chill. You see, I know something. Okay.
Look.
Yeah,
It's not all about
I don't remember when people were talking about the curtain call, like, oh, they really broke kayfabe for the first time. I don't remember
look.
that being what I heard, but
Doesn't take
Hey,
his job seriously. It's okay. He cares about his other podcast that he
don't
has.
don't be a critic. Be a fan.
Don't be.
we don't be a critic.
Don't be a critic. It's been our episode. If you've been with us for 5 hours, you get a cookie at the end of this video. We will personally ship it out to you.
No. Let's give him a better thing. If you want to be on the podcast, come let us know. We'll gladly accept anybody's
We
opinion on
will.
wrestling, Marvel, comics, whatever you want to talk
Maybe
about.
maybe we'll drop a Q&A for us, hot takes you may have, and it could be whether NFL, NBA, wrestling, whatever it may be.
If you think the Rayverse sucks, then
We don't. I can confirm we don't.
even though
Mr.
even though it was a tie of who will win.
we voted for each other and that was it.
Imagine we voted for the opposite.
I still remember the text in the chat. It was like Chesco, he posted it. He's like, geez, I wonder who they voted for. And it was like both of us.
Yeah, I haven't gone back and checked the results afterwards. So
I
as
just
far
noticed
as
that
we know,
I'm just laughing because no one else cares besides us.
Hold
I'm like, oh
on.
shit.
Hold on, I haven't checked, but
up. I got
let's
you. I got you.
Oh, you're checking it right now?
It's still us. We're still 50-50.
They don't like they're like we don't care. Fuck them both.
I know. They're like, man.
Because
Look at
they're all on the
your channel.
We're trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out the name. We're trying to figure out the name. We're trying to figure out branding, but
We're trying
they're
to
all
figure
on.
it out, guys. We're still
they're
starting
all-
out.
No, not you. I'm talking about my
Man,
It's
my
me!
faction. It's me all along.
just call you the. No.
See, it's
There
tough,
would be
right?
two.
Chesco,
There would be
No,
two
the-
CCs.
I got it. The Chezzies.
No, please stop.
Chezzies.
This,
You know-
this is the guy you're hyping up.
You
Sound
know,
like
we'll,
Glizzy.
we'll
At least I
leave it
came up
as-
with a name. Okay?
Bro, ChatGPT could come up with a better name than that.
I would know. I do it all the time.
Yeah, fair.
the Chesco's chat bots.
Just call it the PO's people.
PO's people.
Yeah.
But obviously we're
Hear me out. P.O.'s place.
That's literally his name on his YouTube channel. He
That's
has that.
interesting.
He needs to go.
That's interesting. But I will say, PO's people, we are in support of the Cougar Club. We
Oh my
we are in
gosh.
allegiance to the Cougar Club. You know, like we
Get this guy out of here.
like if you need us in a War Games match, like we got you. Like don't even worry about it. We got you. You're back.
It's okay
You know
too
what?
if you want to join the Ravers and then turn on him inside the match. It's
No,
okay.
You know, I was gonna say
Join
that
the fun
Ravers-
side.
you
Join
know,
the fun side over here.
Ravers. Yeah, we'll think about it. You know, we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you in a
The
bit.
Ravers doesn't show up when he wants to. He goes to watch movies over the podcast.
Look. Let's
If
So
you want
Post
someone,
Malone.
if you want someone to go take care of you 24/7, will never forget you and always carry you on his back. That'll
That's
be
me. That's me.
No.
No, that ain't you. You're
You're
a
gonna
fake
be like,
champion.
I have an earache and I'm sick last week, so like, come on now.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
No, that's what we're doing now. Okay.
Yeah,
What about my
we're
uncle? What about my uncle? Did you give him a chance?
Also, real quick, I just want to say, Ray pulled a man spider, the human spider reference, and as we know from Mansoor, terrible worker, homophobic remarks. Ray nodded like, "Yep, that's what we do." That's just who I am.
And on Pride Month, Ray? Wow.
I'm making out
know.
this bad guy here, man.
I bet you work at Chick-fil-A, don't you, Ray?
Mm,
No comment.
mm.
Hey, that's the
Mm,
movie
is he-
bar, though. That's the movie bar.
This is why we don't have Ray end the pod. It's
Or
'cause
start it.
It turned.
Look,
it
I
turned
gave you all
so
the fun
quickly on
stuff. I
himself.
give you guys the fun stuff. Remember who did the yeet? Who did the yeet to start us off a couple of weeks ago? This guy.
He's like he's like the uncle that's trying to be like, I'm the favorite, right? I'm the favorite. Like, remember that time I bought you ice cream when your mom told us no? Like,
He's Uncle Reno from Napoleon Dynamite.
oh,
I could have gone pro.
Could have gone pro.
Don't like that.
well, Ray, are you gonna give us one last yeet to end off the episode?
Yeah, I got you. Ready? 4 letters. 1 word. Yeet.
No yeet.
Also, shuck it, duck it, quack, quack. Yeah.
Yo,
We
be-
appreciate y'all.
we'll be right back next week. I'll be back with a lost voice. See y'all next week. Take care. Bye.
Later.